Finn Zekman. Starting for the Purple Raiders, on defense, the Roverback, correction, for the defense for the Purple Raiders, the defensive end, number 10, Eli Beers. At nose tackle, number 0, Duke Hill. The defensive tackle, number 98, Mike Lilja. At bandit, number 32, Cordell Ford. At linebacker, number 17, Mason McMillan. At linebacker, number 41, Carson Kovath. The spur, number 11, Jalen Griffin. At strong safety, number 14, Malik Britt. At wide side, number 27, Ian Sexton. At corner, number 13, Josh Jones. And at the opposite corner, number 5, Derek Bradley. On offense for the Purple Raiders, left tackle, number 74, Brandon Poundstone. Left guard, number 60, Carson Barrett. At center, number 73, John Valentine. And right guard, number 79, Jonathan Bisano. The right tackle for the Purple Raiders, number 75, Ben Lilly. At the skill positions, at quarterback, number 9, Braxton Plunk. At running back will be number 3, DeAndre Parker, and number 2, Josh Petroselli. Wide receivers, number 6, Wayne Ruby Jr., number 19, Jaden Manley, number 0, Derek Harvey Jr., and the tight end, number 86, Evan Wygant. Non-Union Women are a nonprofit organization that awards scholarships to non-union students. Funds for scholarships are raised through donations, fundraising activities, and proceeds from the concession stands at these home games. Please make sure to stop by either concession stand today to support the women of Mount Union, and so that they will be able to offer scholarship money to non-union students. An NCAA souvenirs and apparel is available today at the kiosk to the right of the scoreboard, the little blue tent there. The baseball players will take care of you with NCAA t-shirts, sweatshirts, and so on. And as a reminder, according to NCAA rules during the national playoffs, artificial noisemakers are not allowed to be used. We appreciate your cooperation. Thank you.
Last week, Jeff Dart's Mount Union team opened the 2020 playoffs in impressive fashion. The offense racked up over 500 total yards and had 6 passing touchdowns. The defense held Washington and Lee scoreless and only allowed the Generals 100 yards of total offense. Round 2 of the tournament brings a team that's very familiar with the Raiders. Johns Hopkins has played Mount Union 3 previous times in the playoffs, including the semifinals in 2018. The purple and white scored on both sides of the ball, but a fourth quarter touchdown brought the Blue Jays within 1 score. The defense settled the issue when Gabe Brown picked off a pass and returned it for the second pick 6 of the game. Mount Union looks to keep its playoff drive alive. Next.
Will stuff him. Oh, the ball's loose. And Danny Robinson ends up with it. He cuts back. It's a foot race, and he's gone. And he is in the open, and that's a Mount Union touchdown. From Mount Union Stadium in Alliance. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Division III football action today. Round 2 of the Division III playoffs, the Johns Hopkins Blue Jays and the Mount Union Purple Raiders. Jeff Shreve along with Harry Paytas. Glad you could join us. More playoff football. No stranger to playoff football are the Purple Raiders. And today, Harry, we've got 2 young football coaches who both represent their college of choice, their alums.
Well, that's not unusual in Division III, but it's going to be an interesting matchup here as on camera right there, you see Greg Camara, who is a longtime assistant at Johns Hopkins. Last time the Raiders met Johns Hopkins, he was on staff, was not the head coach, but he's built a very fine program in those 3 years as the head coach now. Having been on the staff for as long as he was. And then, of course, there's Jeff Dart, who is still undefeated with a 15-0 mark. He's technically in his second season. Of course, we had the spring season in there as well. But Jeff Dart's just picked up where the Karras left off. And, again, we've got some really good offenses and defenses here this afternoon.
Yeah, if you like passing, you're in the right place. 2 of the top 4 passing attacks in all of Division III football. Let's talk about the Blue Jays.
Well, Blue Jays start out with Ryan Stevens as their quarterback, and this was his first year as a starter, and he has really taken hold since that initial game against Susquehanna. 316 yards per game, 30 touchdowns. His numbers look a little bit like the guy he's going to go up against for sure. And one of his favorite targets is Harrison Wellman with 1,200 yards of receiving and 16 touchdowns. There's number 2. And he throws to about 2 or 3 other receivers and occasionally will throw to the tight end. But we're going to see the ball in the air quite a bit if, you know, the scouting reports hold true.
And you alluded to Mount Union's quarterback. Braxton Plunk has put together a fabulous year behind center for Mount Union.
Oh, he's been fantastic, and he's got 333 yards per game, 36 touchdowns. And, again, this passing attack of Mount Union, outstanding. They also have shown some good balance with their tailbacks, and they've also thrown to those tailbacks as well. Primary receiver for Braxton Plunk has been Wayne Ruby. He's got 1,100 yards of receiving, 10 touchdowns, but he's a primary target, but not the only target. And so defenses have a really tough task in trying to figure out where Mount Union is going to throw the football. And they run the football quite well with Petroselli and Parker as their running backs. So I don't know what you do if you're a defender of Mount Union, but we're going to find out if John Hopkins has the formula.
The winner moves on to the quarterfinals in this Division III tournament. Everybody's heading toward the Stag Bowl. Somebody takes another step next.
Without all the different scholarships that I have, I wouldn't be able to go to a private school like this. Mount Union offers a lot of different types of scholarships for different types of people. That has lifted a huge burden off of me, which allowed me to be able to come here. I chose Mount Union because there's a lot of opportunity for one-on-one time with the professors who really work with you to help improve and grow and achieve new things. Because I felt like I was able to connect with the professors, I really felt like this was the place for me to be.
Now we're back at Mount Union Stadium, round 2 of the NCAA playoffs, and this team that has come to Mount Union Stadium, Johns Hopkins Blue Jays, will be an interesting team to watch. This should be a good one, as we've got the officials for this game. Peter Hampton is the referee, umpire is Scott Duncan, and there you see the rest of the crew: Green, Edler, Abbott, Clay, and Goodchild. The weather forecast is pretty good for this time of year, 32 degrees, and the wind is a bit of a factor. It's coming from the southwest, which would indicate, again, it's kind of diagonally across the field. That seems to have been the MO of the wind here the last few weeks. But, you know, you get into this time of year, Thanksgiving weekend, and we've seen all kinds of weather, from snow to sunshine to warmth. You name it, Jeff, it's Ohio.
Well, and you're looking at a team in Johns Hopkins from Baltimore, so this is not anything new to them. They didn't come up here from Florida, but we'll see a lot of balls in the air. It'll be dry.
Second round of the NCAA
well, we'll go down to the field, and
I have a coin
we're
here.
picking up the official's mic, so let's see how this goes.
Head and a tail. Heads is the call. It will hit the ground. It is heads. Johns Hopkins has deferred their choice. You want the ball. Which way do you want to go? Put your backs to that goal, please. Mount Union, come over here with me for half option. Mount Union. Gentlemen, shake them up. We'll get going here shortly.
So you see what happened there. Mount Union will get the ball first due to the deferral by Johns Hopkins. Here's the series record. 3-0. Purple Raiders lead it, as they played in the playoffs in 12, 16, and 18. And one thing I don't really want to mention it, but I feel like I need to. When teams have gone 0-3 against Mount Union, teams like St. John's, teams like Rowan, I think it took Whitewater 4 tries, but that fourth game, at least with St. John's and Rowan, resulted in a victory for the opposition. So it took 3 times for the teams to figure out Mount Union. Now, that was under the same head coach. In this case, Johns Hopkins has Coach Camara, which is this first time that he is the head coach in playing Mount Union. So maybe that whole, scenario that I just painted will be thrown off to some degree.
Well, right, and a couple of young coaches that have grown in their system. Jeff Dart certainly has been on the field and around the situation when they're playing Johns Hopkins as well, but not as the head coach. So these are teams, I think, really that mirror each other, Harry. When you look at them statistically, they want to put the ball in the air. They both have really solid receivers. You look at their defense, they rack up a lot of sacks, and this is going to be, I think, a back-and-forth game, and really turnover is probably going to be a real big factor.
Well, they were last time they played, that's for sure. You saw, if you watched the open, you saw that Mount had 2 pick-sixes and turned the game in Mount's favor. In fact, Johns Hopkins last 2 times they've met was just a touchdown away from beating Mount Union. And so, they're not going to be overwhelmed by the aura of Mount Union football, I can tell you that, and this should be a battle. So we're set to go, and here to bring you the play-by-play as Johns Hopkins will kick it off is Jeff Shree.
Kyle Battles will get us underway. Sends one into the breeze, and here comes Mount Union on the return. Tumbling out of bounds is Redmond, and Mount Union will set it up 1st and 10. Pretty good field position to start things behind Braxton Plunk.
Well, and you hit the nail on the head. This Johns Hopkins crew does create turnovers, and that's what they're going to be doing. They're going to try to force Plunk into mistakes, and they rush the passer very well. They're among the leaders in their conference in sacks, and there you see Braxton Plunk, and the numbers are gaudy, to say the least. 36 touchdowns with 7 interceptions, but He has been outstanding all season long, and a Gallardi finalist, I might add.
He'll go to the air on first down, and Wayne Ruby has his first catch of the day. He'll be the featured receiver for Mount Union.
Look at the rest of the offense after Plunk. Running back Parker, and wide receivers Ruby, Mandley, and Harvey, with the tight end Wygant. And up front, it's Poundstone, Barrett, Valentine, Bassano, and Lilly.
All this talk about all these offenses, Harry. Watch this be 7-3 at the half.
That often happens.
Plunk back to the air, and Ruby again for a Mount Union first down as he scoots out of bounds at the 44-yard line.
Defensively, here is how the Blue Jays look. They go Sherman, Curry, Bedell, and Conkle across the front, with Van Courten, DuBois, and Kilbane. And Scoville, James, Seidel, and Zeckman as the defensive secondary.
First and 10, Plunk again. Nice clean pocket. He'll go down the sideline, and that one's a little long for Ruby. So pretty fair coverage down the sideline provided by Zeckman. He's their top cornerback and one of their leading tacklers.
And he had good coverage on Ruby, and again, Plunk just putting it up there, but I think he knew there was good coverage and threw it wide of the mark so that there wouldn't be a play on the ball. But 3 consecutive passes to Ruby to start this game.
Well, Mount Union had the option, Harry, and they took the wind at their back to start the game. They want to play from out in front. Second down 10, and Plunk will roll to the near side, throws on the run, and that is incomplete. Intended for Sanders, and some good coverage again to knock the ball away. Macaulay Kilbane, graduate student from Clarendon Hills, Illinois.
So the Raiders have come out throwing. Here they roll Plunk out of the pocket. Good pursuit on the part of Johns Hopkins, and a pass that was pretty well thrown there.
Third and long. Game's opening drive, round 2 of the Division III playoffs. And Braxton Plunk with a waggle. He is in some trouble, and he will go down at the 30-yard line.
And that is what Johns Hopkins does. They are a blitzing team. They do sack the quarterback, and they come up with a big play on 3rd and long by the Raiders.
Kilbane gets the sack. 3.5 for him on the year.
Plunk was looking to his right, but didn't have anything going there, and as he rolled left, he was greeted.
Thomas Piccirillo, junior from Findlay, does the punting for Mount Union. And he didn't get all of that one. It sails out of bounds. They will put the ball down in the neighborhood of the 40-yard line, Harry, at the 41. Talk about great field position for Stevens.
Well, it looked like he had a little trouble. Just, he took a couple of steps and then got caught in between steps as he kicked that one off the side of his foot. And you're right, it's great field position for Johns Hopkins to start the game. And here's Ryan Stevens with some really good numbers. Studying for this game, you think about Braxton Plunk and how great his numbers are. Well, Stevens, pretty close. And they are the number 3 and 4 passing offenses in the nation in Division III.
Stevens, a lefty. He will swing it out to Ryan Hubely. And that'll actually go for a 2-yard loss, strung out well by Mount Union. So when we got here today, Harry, we were told that the Blue Jays would be without their starting running back, Danny Wolf. There'll be a platoon behind him today.
Yeah, so the running back, Rich, with Wellman, Hubely, and Revere, that trio of wide receivers. Turner, the tight end. And up front, it's Morgan, Brophy, Gorney, Green, and Woods.
First penalty of the day. Mount Union came upfield, and
prior to the snap, false start. Off 34, 5-yard penalty. Down remains seconds.
So the Blue Jays got the turnover, but they are going backwards on their first drive of the game. It's still good field position, but they are facing a second down and about 17.
Ryan Stevens, the junior, sets, fires, and that is caught. That got back to the original line of scrimmage in the hands of Emmett Turner, his senior tight end from the Outer Banks.
Defensively, the Raiders go with Beers, Hill, Lilja, and Ford up front. Linebackers are McMillan, Kovath, and Griffin. And then Jones, Sexton, Britt, and Bradley round out this solid defense by the Purple Raiders.
Yeah, the linebackers make that unit go. 3rd and about 9.5 for Stevens, and he'll fire over the middle. That's incomplete. Hubley was the intended receiver. Wouldn't have had first down yardage anyway, and now a 4th down call. It looks like the punting team coming on for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, if it was a little bit less in terms of 4th down, you would have to think they'd be going for it, but now they're choosing to pin the Raiders deep here. Pass just a little bit wide, but see what they're doing. They send out those 3 excellent receivers in Wellman, Hubley, and Revere.
Battles is the punter. He'll put his foot into it right at midfield. A low line drive that Mount Union will let roll inside the 5, and the coverage team downs it at the 2-yard line.
So that ball did not need to have a lot of air under it. They just punted it on the line, figuring the artificial surface would do its work, and indeed, they got the roll inside the 5 and good punt coverage. Now in a hole to begin their 2nd series. First 3 plays from scrimmage were sideline passes to their primary receiver, Ruby. Let's see what the 2nd series dials up. They have to think that pinned back deep as they are, they may go to the running game a bit here.
Plunk a few yards into his own end zone. Josh Petroselli is the running back to his immediate right. And Plunk will throw, and that's tipped and incomplete. Went off the hands of Ruby, but must have hit the ground first because the linebacker ended up with it. And you get the vibe here, Harry. These 2 quarterbacks maybe a little too amped up here in the early going.
Yeah, I think you're right. A lot of mustard on that one, and Ruby couldn't come up with his thrown a little bit behind him. But both teams have come out firing, haven't they? Just as we expected.
We have not seen a running play yet. Especially from the 3-yard line. Here's a pass to the 5-yard line, out of bounds. Petroselli had the ball, and a modest gain. Or was it a gain? They may have ruled him out of bounds.
Yeah, it went flying out of his hands and out of bounds, incomplete.
So 3rd down and 10, and again, you can hear the noise ramping up on the near sideline. Not a bad group of fans making their way over the route for Johns Hopkins.
A lot of tailgating was going on, I know that, in the east parking lot.
This is where you do not want to make a mistake. Plunk from his own end zone. He'll throw to the sideline, and that's over the head of Ruby. And incomplete. Mount Union will... We've got a penalty in the end zone, and if that is a foul in the end zone, it's going to be a safety.
And I think
holding.
It is.
Offense number 86. The foul occurred in the end zone. The result of the play is a safety.
2-0. Johns Hopkins. Now, that's an odd start, to say the least.
Well, it is. So it's going exactly the way Johns Hopkins would hope. They would come in here to Mount Union Stadium and they defer. Mount Union can't get anything going on its first series, and then we have holding in the end zone, resulting in a safety, which puts Johns Hopkins on top, 2-0. And they'll get the ball back.
Sherman, he made some good penetration, and they forced Mount Union to have to protect the quarterback. So a 2-0 lead for Johns Hopkins, and we'll now have a free kick. They'll get the ball back. And we still haven't seen a running play.
We may not see one from Johns Hopkins either. They're going with a couple of freshman running backs, as we understand it.
Well, Andrew Rich is one of the return men, along with Hubley. You see Hubley there. Rich is a freshman from Noonan, Georgia. Nick Deek will execute the free kick from the 20-yard line for Mount Union.
Haven't seen this happen in a long time. Mount is kicking off from the 20 as a result of a safety.
Deek will let it fly, and it is grabbed by Rich. To the 40. He's got room to the sideline, and they'll finally track him down just shy of midfield. So 2 possessions for Johns Hopkins, Harry, and they've had great field position on both.
Boy, they have. And one as a result of a punt that went off the side of the foot of the punter. Set up good field position, which then allowed Johns Hopkins to pin the Raiders deep and result in the safety. So let's see what they dial up here in their second offensive series.
Ryan Stevens, the junior from Santa Clarita, California. A geographically diverse roster, to say the least, for Johns Hopkins.
Yes.
Stevens with play action to the sideline, and Hubley makes the catch and will have a first down for the Blue Jays.
So all the momentum is on the Blue Jays side as we begin this ball game, which still has 11:15 and counting remaining.
There's a running play. Jacob Chapman, freshman from Cranford, New Jersey. Picks up 7 quick ones. Johns Hopkins is one of those teams, they start to feel it, they will go without a huddle and really cause problems for your defense. You can't really sub.
Right. They've got, right now they've got the momentum, so they want the rhythm to be in their favor.
Stevens on a long snap count. He'll fire to the far side, and that is brought in by Harrison Wellman, their leading receiver, senior from College Station, Texas. 1st and 10. 26-yard line, the spot. Chapman to the 20.
Well, you can see this offensive
continued to the 20. They're going to mark him down well shy of the 20. I beg your pardon.
Offensive line is really blasting off the ball right now. They feel it. You can tell they're opening up some pretty good holes and giving Stevens the protection he needs to find his receivers.
Stevens directing some traffic. He'll put his tight end in motion. Again with play action.
Good
Looks near
protection.
side and throws toward the end zone. That's incomplete over the head of Quinn Revere. Revere had broken off on the route, Harry, and the quarterback threw it right to the pylon.
Well, he had a lot of time. The Raiders were sending their guys, but they got picked up nicely.
Interesting call here.
Yeah, it's 4-down territory, I think.
Well, they are into the wind. It would be a sizable field goal. Stevens will hand off again to Chapman, and Mount Union stacks him up after a gain of about 1. Eli Beers led the charge, senior from Northwest High School in Canal Fulton.
So it does set up that 4th down, and it looks like maybe they are going to bring out a field goal unit.
They are going to bring in Battles.
There's Beers' number, stalwart of that defense.
Battles, the senior, 4 of 9 in field goals. His long is 44 yards. This will be from 38. It's a good hold, and the kick is away, and it is 5-0. Johns Hopkins. Where do they post that score around the league?
Yep, 9:02 remaining in the first. And Johns Hopkins gets 3 out of it. I think they would have preferred to have 6. Good job by the Raider defense. Well, it's NCAA playoff time. We're down to 16 teams. And the winner of this one will play the winner of Muhlenberg and Delaware Valley next Saturday at a site to be determined tomorrow. But, you get to this point in the season and they're all good.
Yeah, you could be playing anywhere. I mean, on the road.
Muhlenberg is the only team that beat Johns Hopkins during the regular season. So
the Mules,
who came in here a couple years ago as well and gave Mount everything they needed before Mount was able to beat the Mules. But we'll see what happens. Right now, it's Johns Hopkins that has the advantage, 5-0. Bottom of the first inning here.
It is definitely a baseball score.
What, you think I lost it there for a while? For a minute.
High kickoff battles. It'll be short. It'll be Redmond. He will try the Mount Union sideline. He is into the second level and pushed out of bounds. And a late penalty flag thrown from way, way far away.
Yeah, they're throwing it. The foul occurred back at the 20, so I have a feeling this is going to go against Mount. Yep, illegal use of hands or block in the back, as the case may be, at the 20-yard line. So that'll be enforced from the spot of the foul. It was away from the ball, too.
Negates a nice return by KJ Redmond, and Mount Union down 5-0. They'll start this drive from inside the 15.
More like the 10.
They put it right on the 10-yard line. Well, Mount Union started its last drive at its own 3. Better field position at the 10, but not great.
Not the way you wanted this game to start, for sure.
DeAndre Parker will get the call, and Duncan Van Kooteren.
Boy, he read that beautifully. Saw him come. If you saw him come from the left side of your screen, he came untouched right there to meet Parker.
Now, a linebacker, he was on a blitz on the play, and a great call defensively by Hopkins.
Well, if Hopkins has to be thinking, well, they haven't been able to pass against us, so they're going to eventually have to run, and they did, and we saw the result.
Loss of a yard, 2nd down, 11. Empty backfield for Braxton Plunk. Short drop, he'll dump it out. This is Parker with a nice slide move. He'll have a first down for the Purple Raiders at the 25.
Did you notice fundamentally already, just watching Hopkins tackle, they don't believe in tackling high. They're tackling low, and that's really what you want. They kind of stick their shoulder right into the lower leg, and that's just good, sound, fundamental football defensively.
Well coached, no doubt about it.
It's going to be hard for these. Parker and Petroselli are so good at making the defense miss, but go against good tacklers, and that becomes a little more difficult. There's DeAndre Parker's number, 734 yards and 13 touchdowns.
Had a slight delay. They had a tangle on the chains they got it taken care of. And Parker reverses field. Parker's into the second level and may have another Mount Union first down on the second effort.
And again, good job up front by Mount there. Parker does break a tackle and then finally gets tackled by the ankle, but does pick up the first down.
Back-to-back first downs on the ground for Mount Union. 36-yard line. Plunk. Parker spins. Over the 40, got about 6 yards. Inspired running so far by Parker. He's tried just about everything. I think he's had a spin move on all 3 possessions.
Could be getting dizzy. Look at this one. Nice spin move out of a tackle there, but he does get met after the spin, but picked up 6. And so it looks like the Raider passing game has set up the run.
On 2nd and 4. Parker again, why not? He will try to get the corner, does get the corner. He is into Johns Hopkins territory, out of bounds at the 47 with another Mount Union first down.
Good work there. Hole opened up. Parker took advantage.
Matt Dubois had to chase him from his middle linebacker spot all the way to the sideline. So Parker out of the game right now. Josh Petroselli in at running back. He's in the slot to the near side. First and 10. We have movement and penalty markers down.
Yeah, procedure against Mount.
False start. Offense number 74. 5-yard penalty. Down remains first.
Brandon Poundstone, the left tackle, senior from Fairlawn. First and 15, Mount Union. You don't like to see penalties if you're a coach, but these two teams can overcome 5-yard penalties on first down.
Yeah.
The way their offenses flow.
That is true. Unlike Washington Lee, who was running the triple option last week, they would get in first and second and ones, and it was tough for them to pick up the first down.
Plunk rolls, slings it on the sideline, and a catch and a first down. Derek Harvey there, the senior from Akron.
Now the other one official is saying catch, the other one said he juggled it. So I think they're going to bring it back.
The deep official, you're right, had a catch, he made the signal, and then the shallow official came from behind.
He did bobble it.
Turns out he was right. Second down, 15.
That was an interesting throw by Plunk, wasn't it? Kind of off balance as he threw it. But he got it there.
Plunk checking the sideline. And now a timeout will be used by Mount Union. They had 1 second to snap the ball.
Mount Union, first charge, timeout.
Well, so far, first quarter going Johns Hopkins' way. They've come all the way from Baltimore and put together a pretty good first quarter so far, but Mount's moving the football, hoping to erase that 5-0 deficit. Mount's defense came through pretty well, actually. You know, they, again, had their backs against the wall and yielded a field goal to add to the safety.
Well, Hopkins has had the ball 2 times, Harry, and they both times started right around midfield. Mount Union has been starting out in a hole. They've started this possession on their own 10, and they are almost in Johns Hopkins territory. A good recognition by Braxton Plunk. He looked up and saw there were 2 seconds left to snap. And the junior used the timeout. Plunk will swing it out to Petroselli. Gets a nice block from Manley, and Petroselli only picks up a yard. Strung out well again by the linebackers for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, Petroselli kind of lost his footing as he tried to get to the corner. We'll take another look at it. Kind of a right there. He just kind of has the feet go out from under him and stumbles for a yard.
3rd and 14. Braxton Plunk looks it over. Clean pocket. Over the middle. That's caught. Wayne Ruby sheds a tackle. He's got the sideline. Ruby inside the 10. Touchdown, Mount Union.
Boy, you knew when he caught that ball across the middle, nobody was going to catch him. Great play by Wayne Ruby and a perfect pass from Braxton Plunk.
That's a play they'll dial up 3 or 4 times a game, and it usually yields that type of result. Wayne Ruby, his 11th receiving touchdown of the year.
Now, Johns Hopkins sent quite a few players after Plunk. The offensive line picked him up, and Plunk picked out Ruby for the touchdown.
Nick Deke is 65 of 67 in extra points. He makes good on that one, and Mount Union has a 2-point advantage at 7-5 with just over 5 minutes left to play in the opening quarter. We'll step aside. Mount Union will kick off when we return.
Yeah, the Raiders take the lead on that pass play from Plunk to Ruby. And Mount converts and takes the lead. 90-yard drive.
Nick Deke, Alliance native. wind at his back. We'll get this one all the way to the goal line, and here comes Rich to the near side, and he is knocked off of his feet. Witter, all by himself, wrapped him up. Nice special teams hit for Mount Union.
Now that was good coverage, and now for the first time, Johns Hopkins with not so good field position as a result of that good kickoff coverage by Witter. Watch this. Most teams would decide not to take it out. That would have been the wise decision there.
Giovanni Witter, senior from Miramar, Florida, puts Johns Hopkins in a hole at their own 12-yard line behind Ryan Stevens. He goes to the sideline, and Wellman couldn't make the catch. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
But both teams have been working the sidelines. Of course, Mount scored on a pass across the middle with Ruby just out racing everybody on the diagonal. There's a big, if the defense holds here, it could be that momentum swing that the Raiders have been looking for, because that first half of the first quarter was all Johns Hopkins.
Stevens steps up and throws, and a sliding catch for a 1st down. Emmett Turner, the tight end.
Turner made a really nice grab. That ball was low. He went down and got it.
That's the 30-yard line. Mason McMillan on the coverage.
Play action over the middle again. Another 1st down. Quinn Revere on the receiving end, just shy of the 45-yard line, and the Blue Jays are clicking again.
Well, these guys like to throw. Mount is trying to dial up a little bit more pressure on Stevens. So far, he's had the time. And Revere with some nice numbers there, with over 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns and receptions.
Stevens, a quick look to the sideline to confirm. Another play action, another pitch to the sideline. This is Wellman.
Pass is complete to Wellman.
He is out of bounds near midfield.
Now they're saying he juggled. Wellman was protesting the or make that. Yeah. Let's take another look at this. I think they had the ball. And it gets knocked out, and they ruled incomplete.
Josh Jones stripped the ball away before he was able to gather it in. 2nd down, 10.
Wellman was trying to make his case for, hey, I had it.
Stevens, Hubley. Derek Bradley is on him there. They gain to the 48.
Good 4 or 5 yard pickup there. Now it's a big 3rd down here. Bradley doing his job, and he's got 20 tackles and a couple of interceptions, pass breakups. He's all over the field typically for Mount.
Third and long. And Stevens put another receiver in motion. 2 on either side. And an incomplete pass. The receiver had fallen down. Harry got hands on it. It was already Collins. And the coverage over there to knock the ball away. Jalen Griffin, the linebacker, was there for Mount Union.
Stevens getting rid of the ball pretty quickly. Mount's trying to put pressure on him, but he does manage to get it away. And you're right, because of the fact that Collins couldn't keep his feet. He couldn't complete the pass. And the Blue Jays will once again try to pin the Raiders deep.
Battles. First punt was down inside the 5-yard line. This is not Battles, however. Joe Zahner, freshman from Seattle, with his first punt. He's a rugby style guy, so now they have a little diversity in their punting game here. They have 2 or 3 guys who have logged punts throughout the year, and they decided to go with that particular brand.
And Ray Williams was the returner for Mount. Normally see Robbie Kirchner back there.
So Mount Union, coming off a 90-yard drive, gets the ball back. They'll start just over the 15-yard line, leading 7-5.
So the field position game has gone the Blue Jays' way.
Petroselli. Not much there. No gain.
Petroselli on the carry. Matt Dubois on the shot.
Well, got the running game going on the last series. That's what got him into a decent position, and then it was the big pass to Ruby that got him on the board and gave him the lead.
I think we'll see more of that. I think they like the matchup when the guys like Ruby and Parker and their athleticism. Manley, you heard Manley yet. Harvey. Second down, 10. No gain on that play.
Raiders have both Parker and Petroselli in there right now.
Plunk with time down the sideline, and that's over the head of Harvey. Scoville had the coverage and was squeezing the Mount Union receiver toward the sideline, didn't give him any room.
Well, Mounts had to rely on third down a little bit more than they would like. It was 3rd and 14 when they scored the touchdown. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 10 from their own 16.
Chance for the Johns Hopkins defense to get it back on the sideline. Plunk.
Here they come.
Blitz. Plunk sidesteps, he throws, dumps it out. Petroselli trying to beat his man and can't do it. Great job by Dubois to wrap him up one-on-one, and they'll force a Mount Union punt.
Now Petroselli had a nice move there. It looked like he was maybe going to be able to shake free. Plunk does a great job of not getting the sack, but Petroselli just not able to shake free, and Mount's going to have to punt it.
Picarillo. And there's another one off the side of his foot.
And that one may have been partially blocked. They're going to mark it at the 35. Picarillo took a little bit too much time there. Sure, if it wasn't blocked, he certainly felt the pressure and went out of bounds. Take another look. Nope. No hand on the ball.
Once again, great starting field position at the Mount Union 35-yard line for Ryan Stevens. He will give the ball to Rich, and Rich gains a yard. Nick Brown tripped him up. Well, Mount Union had a penalty in the end zone, Harry, resulted in a safety. The free kick got to about midfield. Hopkins marched down and kicked a field goal to go up 5-0, and then Mount Union was able to get it in the end zone to take a 7-5 advantage. Five receiver package. Stevens will roll right, throws off his back foot, and it is caught. Great catch by Ryan Hubley. 1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
That really was a nice catch by Hubley. Stevens did very well to get rid of the ball as he did. I think he just kind of threw it up there hoping Hubley would get there. You see a hold there that's pretty blatant that doesn't get called, and as a result, the ball was inside the 5.
Hopkins ready to go. Jacob Chapman is the setback. We'll see what they do in this situation. The passing team usually has a little bit more trouble inside the 5-yard line. Chapman gets the call, and Mount Union not fooled. Luke Lukowski, the junior from Auburn, New York, wrapped him up.
Yeah, good job there by Lukowski. He, again, untouched, comes from the backside. Prevents that play from developing.
It will be
loss of about 4.
Yeah. 2nd down, goal to go. Stevens taking his time. 2 seconds on the play clock. They'll get the snap. He'll roll near side. Throws to the end zone. It's broken up and incomplete. Tried to squeeze it in there to Hubley. And Jalen Griffin wouldn't have it.
Well, Griffin almost was able to pick that one off. There's a lot of hand checking going on.
Well, he had the beat on the ball and Hubli broke it up.
Actually, Griffin was looking for an offensive interference call.
It's more than likely the final play of the first period. 8-yard line, 3rd down, goal to go. Stevens. He'll throw toward the goal line, incomplete. Tried to hook up with Revere. And now 4th down and some time for Johns Hopkins to think over this 4th down play. We have reached the end of quarter number 1. Second round, NCAA Division III playoffs. Mount Union 7, Johns Hopkins 5.
Without all the different scholarships that I have, I wouldn't be able to go to a private school like this. Mount Union offers a lot of different types of scholarships for different types of people. That has lifted a huge burden off of me, which allowed me to be able to come here. I chose Mount Union because there's a lot of opportunity for one-on-one time with the professors who really work with you to help improve and grow and achieve new things. Because I felt like I was able to connect with the professors, I really felt like this was the place for me to be.
Well, decision time for Johns Hopkins and Coach Camara, and it looks like they're sending the field goal unit on to try to get the lead.
Yet another kicker, John Krill, junior from San Luis Obispo, California, attempting a 25-yard field goal. Stevens is the holder. He's got it down, and the kick is up, and Johns Hopkins regains the lead. 8-7.
This is playing like a baseball game, isn't it?
How about the depth of the Hopkins kicking team? They have had 2 different punters and 2 different place kickers.
You know, this is a 58-man roster, too, because you have travel squad limitations during the playoffs. And, you know, sometimes coaches want to kind of, gee, can we save a spot by having, like, a punter and a place kicker be the same guy, or, you know, whatever.
Battles punted and he place kicked.
That's right.
But here they brought a spare for each position, evidently.
So it looks like, you know, if you're just, you know, tuning in and you see 8-7, oh, they went for, you know, Mount scored a touchdown, got their 7, and Johns Hopkins got a touchdown and went for 2, but it didn't quite work out that way.
8 the hard way.
That's exactly right. Don't see it happen quite that way, but that's the way it is, and Johns Hopkins has gotten the lead back. They've accomplished more than most opponents have been able to do that come into Mount Union Stadium, and that's lead into the second quarter.
And Battles will kick off.
Raiders going into the wind, but the wind is slight right now. The wind's not really much of a factor.
Battles got all of that one. It is way over the head of Redmond.
Well, maybe it is.
Leave it off.
Maybe it is more. Maybe it's more of a factor than I thought. He really boomed that one.
Well, Mount Union 1st and 10. They'll put it down at the 25-yard line, and here comes Plunk. We'll see what they do. I think you'll see more of Wayne Ruby. I think you'll see more dumps to the receivers. I think they want to get those athletes out in space, Harry.
I would think so. And again, this is excellent field position for Mount Union in this game. So far, Johns Hopkins has done a great job of pinning the Raiders deep. Raiders' only score resulted as a result of a 90-yard drive. At least ball's at a reasonable spot on the field at the 25.
We expected a shootout. Not yet. 8-7.
A lot of passing.
Great job by the Mount defense. You alluded to it, Harry, forcing field goals. DeAndre Parker stacked up by a number of Blue Jays along that defensive line.
You got the line of scrimmage, but that's about it.
Carson Curry, the nose tackle, will get credit on the stop. It's a gain of about a half a yard. Second quarter just underway. Mount Union down by 1. Well, takes a long look at that front line. Play action. He'll roll, dumps it off. This is Chase Lawson, the tight end. Give him about 3 yards, and 3rd and long again for Mount Union.
You know, the footing has been kind of unusual. We did have a little bit of light snow that may have coated the field, and that was last night though, and it's just a little bit damp. We've seen both teams lose footing kind of inexplicably.
Braxton Plunk leads the nation in passing efficiency. Third and 7. Far side, Wayne Ruby. You need a big play. You need to know where 6 is.
Yeah, he's the man that Plunk has been looking for, and I'm sure the defense has been looking for. But the thing about Ruby is you'll find him on the sidelines, you'll find him in the middle of the field, you'll find him deep, and you just have to figure out where he's going to go.
1st and 10. Parker. He's into the 2nd level. Uses the umpire for a screen and picks up a 1st down.
Yeah, Parker and the umpire actually exchanged a few pleasantries there at the end because Parker was actually trying to dodge him. Got enough for the 1st down.
Well, that is the most dangerous position any official in any sport, I think, has to deal with.
Yeah, and they always look, the umpire's always the biggest guy out there as far as the officials.
Has a clean pocket and airs it down the sideline. Miscommunication. Ruby had broken off on the route at the 35. That sails harmlessly out of bounds to bring up 2nd down and 10. One of those situations where they both made a read, but not the same read.
Yeah, and I think Plunk saw that actually happen as he threw, and it was an uncatchable ball anyway.
2nd and 10. Plunk gives to Parker. He is into Hopkins territory. Shy of the 1st down. It'll be 3rd down, about 4.
That was a good second effort by Parker. Both hands wrapped around the football, and they were digging for it. This team likes to create turnovers, this Hopkins team. Well, another 3rd down situation facing the Raiders.
With the exception of the Ruby touchdown, it really hasn't come easy offensively for the home team. Parker. Caught by Dubois, shy of the 1st down, and now Hopkins is going to ride him all the way back to the 40-yard line.
His forward progress is going to give him enough that it's 1 yard short.
Jeff Dart has a decision to make. You see Braxton Plunk jogging off. Mount Union will punt.
Yeah, ball at the 44-yard line. They need the 43, and Mount's going to try to play some field position here because so far field position has been in the favor of the visitors.
Piccirillo has struggled in his first 2 punts. We have a penalty marker down. It's delay of game on Mount Union.
Kicking team number 5 yards. Down remains 4.
Interesting as you're outlining how important field position is. Mount Union elects to yield 5 yards of it. Piccirillo will put his foot into this at about his own 40. High floater into the wind. Ball will take a Mount Union roll and be down near the 20-yard line. Just under 11 minutes until halftime. A 1-run ball game. 8-7.
defenses, as you know, we talked about the fact that we're going to have a little shootout going on here because we have two really good passing teams, and here we are at 8-7 with 10:56 to go in the second quarter. Defenses have been the dominant units in this game, but I don't know if it's going to hold. We'll see.
Union has given up yards, Harry, but inside the 20-yard line, they have not given up touchdowns. Ryan Stevens. Play action. Again over the middle. Again it's a first down, and again it's Hubley.
Hubley has been their go-to receiver. It's interesting that Wellman is the guy that has the most receptions, but Hubley is a guy that has been very reliable and is not necessarily the first read, but he's usually in the picture.
We'll move the sticks to the 37. 1st and 10. Again, play action. Again, down the sideline. Tipped and incomplete. Intended for Revere. And Josh Jones had the coverage to break it up.
Yeah, that was good work by Josh Jones. That was excellent coverage. And he poked it away at the right time. Ball hangs up a little bit for Stevens. Underthrew it. Jones with a good play.
Second down, 10. Stevens, again, same play down the sideline and incomplete. Again, he was trying to connect with Hubley. And that time the coverage provided by Jalen Griffin. So Griffin, kind of that hybrid guy here. He lines up, technically he's a linebacker, but you'll see him in coverage a lot.
And there was, again, pretty good coverage by Griffin. It's like the Blue Jays continue to try to work that side of the field with the deep ball.
3rd and 10. Stevens with a straight drop. Mount Union has a little pressure over the middle. That's incomplete. Threw into double coverage. Trying to force the ball into Hubley. And Malik Britt was on the case along with Griffin to knock it down. 4th and 10. So Mount Union, again, defensively, will get off the field.
Now add a little bit more pressure on Stevens this time. And you're right, he threw into double coverage, got very lucky that it fell incomplete.
Duke Hill, number 0, doing what he normally does, bothering quarterbacks.
And once again, back for Mount Union is Ray Williams.
And he gets a good block and a nice move and some nice field position. They put it down, I think, near the 40-yard line. And now we've got a whole bunch of arguing going on.
Well, there's a flag down, or something's down at the 20. Did the official drop a flag, or did he drop something else? Oh, that was the beanbag. Okay. Heard a lot of stirring below us here. Some fans thought there might have been an illegal block there somehow. Official threw the beanbag, and I'll tell you what, Johns Hopkins sideline is not too happy.
Greg Camara is still chewing on the ear of the head's linesman. Plunk goes back to work. It'll be a screen tipped in the air, and it's intercepted. Finn Seckman on the rebound. It landed right in his lap, Harry, off the hand of Petroselli, and the first turnover belongs to the Blue Jays.
Well, lucky break there. And these are the worst kind. Seckman with his 5th interception. He was in the right place at the right time as it went off of Petroselli's hands, and Johns Hopkins continues to get the breaks in this one.
Graduate student from South Portland, Maine. That's the Blue Jays up at the Mount Union 41. Flea flicker off his back foot, wobbler down the middle. It is caught.
Well, that was a great catch in a crowd by Revere.
Stevens never saw it. They blew him up as he threw the ball. He just hung it up there, and Quinn Revere in double coverage, able to gather it in. Great concentration.
That ball left the hands. I thought that's going to be an interception, but it went right into the hands of Revere.
Blue Jays trying to cash in on the interception. First and goal, 2-yard line. A handoff to Chapman, and he got about a yard. Mason McMillan there, the tackler for this Mount Union defense, right in the middle of it at linebacker.
Well, Blue Jays have been threatening the whole game. They don't have a touchdown to show for it, but they're pretty close now.
9 minutes, second quarter. Second down, goal to go, ball on the 1-yard line. Chapman, the freshman running back, behind Stevens. He'll get the call again, and Mount Union stuffs him. Eli Beers.
Good play there by Beers. Wow.
He'll lose a yard. Third and goal, 2-yard line. Can Mount Union force another field goal? Stevens will pass. Out to Wellman, and well blocked, and a touchdown for Johns Hopkins.
That was an interesting play. They sent Wellman in motion, and then he reversed field and took the ball, and the coverage was elsewhere, so he was able to make the score. Good
17th touchdown for the senior from College Station, Texas.
And a good block there to spring him on the part of Emmett Turner.
Brill on the try for point. Blasts it up and through, and Johns Hopkins now a 15-7 lead midway through the second period.
Well, we talked about turnovers and how important they are in games such as this, and so far Johns Hopkins able to cash in on that particular turnover, and they put it in the end zone. They take the 8-point lead.
You can get a turnover, but you need to do something with it, and they certainly did that. Biggest lead of the ball game. Battles puts it back in play, and at the goal line, here comes Mount Union. KJ Redmond met at the 20-yard line and spun down there.
So let's see if this Mount offense can get untracked. They tend to, you know, once they get in rhythm, they tend to roll, but so far they haven't been able to do what they want to do, and as a result, they have found themselves having to play from behind.
Hopkins defense has really kind of kept them off balance a little bit. Behind the chains, really haven't had a whole lot of good rhythm offensively. See if Plunk and his team can do something about that. They'll start at their own 21. Petroselli weaving his way to the 26. The success that Mount Union had on the scoring drive, Harry, a lot of it was on the ground. Ruby got the touchdown. He broke free.
Yep. It really did start, and it was Parker who had the good yardage. Now they're going to use Petroselli to see if he can pick up the tough yardage. But yeah, they picked up a couple of first downs on the ground, and that did open things up for the running game, or for the passing game, I should say.
Petroselli stays in the game on second down, 5. He'll get it again. Not the same result. Blue Jay defenders on top of him there. Again, it's Sherman at defensive end, number 99, putting together a pretty good half of football.
Boy, every play for Mount Union offensively has been tough. I mean, there hasn't been anything easy. In fact, maybe the easiest play was the touchdown to Ruby. Everything else has been a grind.
See if they go back to that here. 3rd and 4 from their own 27. Plunk. Near side, caught. Derek Harvey has a Mount Union first down. That was a well-thrown ball right on the sideline.
It wasn't a nice, crisp pattern run by Harvey. He was open. Plunk got rid of it in a hurry. Harvey got the first down.
This is not just Wayne Ruby. Harvey, a very good receiver. Jaden Manley, we haven't heard anything from him yet. Another one. Manley, near side, wearing number 19. Keep your eye on him. 1st and 10, 37-yard line. Plunk stands tall in the pocket, tries to hook up with Harvey, and that one got a little wobbly. He couldn't really step up. Penetration up the middle was tough.
Well, that's the thing. They've gotten to Plunk once, but that doesn't tell the whole story. Plunk's had to face pressure on just about every pass that he isn't trying to get rid of the ball in a hurry. You're right. Just the little bit of pressure that was applied there was enough to throw that pass off.
2nd down, 10. Linebackers sneak up, showing blitz. Plunk will roll, throws on the run, and incomplete. Again, trying for Wayne Ruby. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Boy, you just don't want to be 3rd and 10 very often, and yet that's been the story of the first half. It's been looking at 3rd and fairly significant quite a bit. Plunk on the run just hasn't been able to hook up with Ruby on that kind of a pass.
They brought Van Kuderman, the linebacker, on the blitz. They had several linebackers filling all the gaps, and they're making it tough on Mount Union to diagnose in the pre-snap reads. 3rd down, 10. Plunk. He's got time. He had a near side, and they will force him out of bounds for a loss.
He had time, but it was coverage downfield. And then when Plunk rolled to his left, that was it. They were able to sack him. Look at him read. He's reading the field, but he just can't find anybody. His offensive line did a decent job of giving him the time.
It's a coverage sack, and you hear the reaction of the crowd. That defensive line trying to spur on the fans here for Johns Hopkins. Piccarello. Line drive kick. This one will hit. Take a Mount Union bounce inside the 30. And it'll die right on the 20-yard line.
That's a little better as far as the punt is concerned, and pinning the Blue Jays a little deeper. But 5:44 left in the second quarter. What Johns Hopkins would hope for here is a nice long drive that results in points, and they would be very happy to go into their locker room at halftime with a sizable lead.
Let's not forget, they won the toss and deferred. They'll get the ball out of the locker room no matter what. 20-yard line, 1st and 10 behind Ryan Stevens. Looks near side. This is Wellman. And Mount Union will ride him out of bounds after a gain of about 6. Second down, 3 or 4 yards. Right back to the line of scrimmage. And a handoff. It is Rich. He'll lose a yard.
Yeah, Rich is looking for a hole. He can't find it. It was plugged initially there by Cordell Ford, and then that was enough to bring some black jerseys in to make the tackle.
Big play here for the Mount Union defense, 3rd and 3. Stevens, blitz. He's knocked off his feet, fumbled the ball, and I don't know if he fell on it, Harry. He does not have the ball, but it looks like one of the offensive linemen may have saved the day.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Ball did get punched loose. I think it was Griffin that was coming on the blitz. I'll make that Bradley.
Well, Bradley, nice job, too. He put his hat right on the ball and knocked it away, but a recovery by Rob Scala, senior from Selden, New York, at left guard. Will give Johns Hopkins a chance to punt the ball away. Style battles. High wobbler that will go out of bounds. He wants no part of Ray Williams. That was not a shank. He intended to put that one on the bench.
And he did, and Mount's going to have good field position at its own 48. Plenty of time, 4:13 remaining in the half. And offense needs to get something out of this one, because the defense really did its job there. In fact, they almost created the turnover deep in Hopkins territory.
Raiders will start from their own 48. Another series, they'll start with Parker and Petroselli on the field at the same time. Screen pass goes to Parker, and a great defensive play. One-on-one tackle. That one didn't go anywhere.
Good open field tackle by Laguadoka. Boy, if he's able to get away from this tackler, he's got some first down yardage there, but instead it's a loss of a yard on the dump pass.
And again, Mount Union behind the chains at 2nd down and 11. Plunk trying to slow things down a little bit. And now we've got a timeout used by Mount Union. They only had 1 second left to snap the ball.
So they'll talk it over with Jeff Dart and others. Be looking at a 2nd and 11. It's a big series here in this game. Of course, they're all going to be big, I think, as this game wears on. But you know, Mount can get on the board here. That changes things. But on the other hand, if John Hopkins holds, momentum stays with the Blue Jays.
Not a lot of games in this yard where they only have 7 points at the intermission. And Plunk is ready. Second down, 11 yards to go near midfield. DeAndre Parker, really nowhere to go. No gain. Well, you're looking down here. We are on the same sideline as Johns Hopkins, Harry. You're just looking at those players. They cannot wait to get in the game. They just really have the momentum.
They are feeling it for sure. You know, Mount's going about it the way they always do, very businesslike, but Johns Hopkins really has the emotion of realizing something exciting could be happening.
Plunk on 3rd and 11, down the sideline. Wayne Ruby is gone. Touchdown, Mount Union.
So Johns Hopkins is getting their runs via the singles and doubles and walks and things like that. Mount Union's hitting home runs.
If you need a big play, look for the senior from Miami, Wayne Ruby.
This is a great catch and run. Once they miss him on the initial hit, off he goes. And Mount's choosing not to chase those 2 points, and will kick the extra point here.
12th touchdown of the season, 2nd one of the day for Wayne Ruby. And Nick Deek, the sophomore from Alliance, trying to add one more Mount Union point. And he does. 15-14. Johns Hopkins get one last shot in the first half when we return.
So Mount closes the gap to within 1 with 2:40 to go in the half. They even had a chance to maybe go for 2 as a result of a penalty on that extra point, but declined the penalty. And they will let that 1 point stand and still trail by a point. 2:40 to go.
So Hopkins, 3 timeouts.
Mount with only 1. So if Mount wants to get into a position to stop the clock, they will only have that 1 timeout. Hopkins, on the other hand, thinking, you know, maybe we increase that lead a little bit here in the first half.
They have the wind at their back and 3 timeouts and a pretty good passing game. But first, this from Nick Deek. It's a shallow kick. Rich has to play it on the hop, and Mount Union may help him regret that move. They'll wrap him up at the 19.
Yeah, that was good coverage. It was Rossi Moore who was making that tackle.
Rossi Moore, as a freshman, has really carved out a name for himself on this Mount Union defense and special teams.
Yeah, it's really something to have, you know, the freshmen who make this playoff squad are really special players.
Stevens goes back to work. He will roll to the far side. Mount Union in pursuit, and he'll throw it across the field. It's almost intercepted. Mount Union was not fooled on that. It'll be picked up by an offensive lineman in case it is a lateral.
Well, I don't know.
Garrett Brophy, the freshman from Grayson, Georgia, had his opportunity to get the ball tucked under his arm, and now we'll sort it all out.
They're going to say it was a lateral. They're going to give him 5 yards on the play. Take a look. Stevens back to throw. Does he throw it backwards?
Threw it from the 12, and it's at the 11. It is indeed a lateral.
Well, that was heads up by the lineman.
Over the middle, incomplete. Wellman, the intended receiver, the coverage by Bradley, and now you've got a 3rd down situation, 3rd and 5, and an opportunity for Mount Union to get the ball back with plenty of time.
Well, they stopped the clock with that pass. Well, actually, the lateral was kind of a trick play, trying to get something going there. It did result, fortunately for Johns Hopkins, in 5 yards, but now they're looking at 3rd and 5.
Stevens forced from the pocket, chased by Eli Beers. He'll throw it on the run. It's picked off. Malik Britt there for Mount Union. The safety steps up and puts them at the 40-yard line with 1:46 to play.
So it was the pressure that got Stevens to roll out of the pocket, and he's throwing on the run, and then Britt makes a great play here. Watch, Stevens now kind of thinking about maybe running for the 1st down, but now thinks he's got a man open, and Britt makes the interception and sets up shop at the 42-yard line for Mount Union, down 1 with 1:46 to go in the half. That's the 5th interception by Britt, and there's the rest of his numbers: 44 tackles and 3 pass breakups. So let's see if Mount can take advantage.
Mount Union still with that 1 timeout in their pocket. Braxton Plunk over the middle. This is Petroselli headed for the sideline and out of bounds. 35-yard line, stops the clock with 1:39.
Plunk wanted to go elsewhere, but found Petroselli going across the middle. And Petroselli with a good first down play there. Runs out of bounds. Stops the clock.
Plunk again. Petroselli. No. Parker. Spin move. Into the second level. 1st and 10 Mount Union. They'll wrap him up at the 20-yard line.
There's that spin again by Parker, shaking him free from the initial tackler and picking up the first down. Good run there. There's the spin. Spins right out of the tackle.
Raiders trying to cash in on the interception. 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Wayne Ruby, nice move. Ruby up the sideline, and he'll tiptoe out of bounds near the 10. Very close to a Mount Union first down.
And the key there was Ruby being able to slip the tackle. One-on-one play, and Ruby with a great cut. And he realizes he's not going to get to the end zone, and wisely runs out of bounds, stops the clock. 1:14 remaining. And so now the clock really not much of a factor. Ruby with 128 yards and 2 touchdowns, 6 catches.
As advertised, he has become a problem for the Blue Jays. 1st and goal, 9-yard line. Petroselli knocked off his feet by the linebacker, Matt Dubois, the junior from Sandy Hook, Connecticut.
Boy, the hole looked like it was there, but coming from the east were a couple of white jerseys, and Petroselli got knocked sideways.
Boy, Dubois, 43, has had a nice half as well in the middle of that Hopkins defense. 2nd down, goal to go. Plunk, short drop, over the middle, and he just threw that one out of the end zone. Incomplete. Stop the clock with 36 seconds left.
Harvey was in the vicinity, but you're right, he didn't have what he thought he was going to have, and he just threw it out of bounds. Right now, Mount, they want 6, but 3 would be okay too. I mean, it would give them the lead.
Don't try so hard to get 6 that you miss a chance to get 3.
Exactly.
And that's what Plunk did on that play. Harvey was not open. He threw it out of bounds. Another down. 3rd and goal, 8-yard line. Raiders trying to turn the Malik Britt interception into some points. And now we've got a timeout utilized by Johns Hopkins. That's their first.
Well, it gives Mount a chance, too, to talk over this big 3rd down play.
Interesting timeout because the clock wasn't running. So this is certainly something that they saw from the Mount Union alignment that they weren't prepared for.
So during the week, the first team OAC was named, and Mount was well represented with Plunk and Valentine, Ruby, McMillan, Britt, Carson Barrett, Petroselli, Hill, Ford, and Jesse Vale. Jesse Vale, who's out with an injury in this one.
Boy, you could use him today.
Yeah.
His passing attack. But again, Mount Union dominating that OAC first team.
Yeah. It's been a great year for sure. They want to keep it going, but boy, they've had their hands full in this first half.
Raiders down by 1. 3rd down, goal to go. Plunk looks right, looks left. Good coverage. He'll throw it out of the back of the end zone again. That's a good decision. There was nobody open. 4th down, goal to go, and here comes Nick Deek to try to add 3 points and have Mount Union regain the lead.
Well, the important part, I think, was trying to get the lead here.
Nick Deek, 4 of 7 in field goals this year, as long as 35. This one will be a 25-yarder. Good hold by Simons and Deek. Plenty of air under that one, and 3 more for Mount Union. With 25 seconds left until halftime, they regain the lead, 17-15.
Been a great first half, hasn't it? Mount looked like they were on the ropes in that first quarter. They just couldn't get field position. They did get the big touchdown pass to Ruby, and then again, feeling as though they were on the ropes, they got another big touchdown pass to Ruby, and then got the turnover that they were looking for to take the 17-15 lead. But again, we're not used to that here at Mountain Union Stadium.
Love to be in these locker rooms as well as they make these adjustments.
Yeah, both teams, I'm sure, will be talking about that. They're going to Johns Hopkins on the one hand's got to, they just stop the home run ball.
Yeah, they need to get a picture of Wayne Ruby. Just put him on the bulletin board.
This is a guy that we're not going to allow to get open, right?
See what Deke does here. Hopkins anticipating maybe a ground ball. Their deepest receiver is at the 15-yard line.
Kicking into a slight wind here, so I don't know if Deke will get it to the goal line. See what happens.
Traditional kickoff, and Rich will gather it in near the 14. Spins his way over the 25, and with 22 seconds left, it'll be 1st and 10 near the 27, 28-yard line.
Now it's kind of interesting for Coach Camara to see what he wants to do here. You've lost the lead. You are going to get the ball to begin the third quarter, but you do have 3 timeouts left. Make that 2 timeouts left. That's right. They called 1 on defense.
Mount Union ready for anything. And they'll keep it on the ground. Rich gets to the sideline and will be close to a 1st down. He scoots out of bounds at around the 40. It'll be 1st and 10 with 15 seconds left.
Well, that's a play that allows them to now think about a play downfield.
This offense, you cannot take any chances by sneaking up and trying to take away that running game.
No, looks like they only have 2 receivers out to the left.
Stevens, the pitch will go to Revere. Mount Union will keep him in bounds. And now we've got a stoppage as a timeout utilized again by Johns Hopkins. 8 seconds remaining.
Well, now they only have time for, if they decide to Hail Mary it, they're going to have to probably do it here. They might be able to get a little short pass and call a timeout.
Well, John Krill has a 47-yard field goal on his resume this year.
And that is a possibility as well. So they're thinking, let's maybe think about 3 here. Get it down the field, call the timeout, and kick the field goal.
Well, you need to get to probably where, the 30-yard line with this breeze.
Well, he's got the wind. What little wind there? Well, wind's now picking up a little bit, and it looks like it's in his favor. So yeah, I'd say if he could get to the 30-yard line, 32-yard line.
Each team 1 timeout remaining.
Kind of interesting, how the series unfolded. It was just a running play. Let's see if we can get some yardage on the running play, and they did, and that set the tone now for them trying to get some points.
Stevens with 8 seconds left. Quick drop near side. Wellman out of bounds. 44-yard line. 4 seconds left.
Now, I don't know. I don't know that you can. I guess a quick pass might get you a little bit closer.
Now we've got.
Well, they're going to try it now.
A kicking team coming out.
61 yards.
A little more than a chip shot.
And they're calling timeout to figure it out here. 61 yards.
Maybe it's a case where Camara turned around and said, "Why is my kicker on the field? Give me a timeout." I don't know. I mean, this is, he knows his kicker and he knows battles and he has seen him in practice. And Guys, the kickers are always out here early before the game.
Quarterback is the holder. Mount's got to be thinking, and they went to the sideline, I'm sure, to discuss what they need to do or be careful.
You may see Mount Union put a return man in the end zone.
And that is exactly what's happening.
And Josh Jones is inside the 5-yard line just in case. Meanwhile, Kyle Battles, the senior from Groton, Massachusetts, is lining up. It appears to be a 61-yard field goal attempt. They'll tee it up. It's underway. It's a line drive, and it's grabbed by Jones, and he'll return up the sideline. Mount Union has it blocked. Jones isn't down yet. They finally blast him out of bounds, and the first half comes to an end. I don't see any flags, Harry. I think we're headed to the locker room.
Had to wonder whether that was the best option in that situation, but they tried it. Tried to get some points on the board and scare Mount Union, but it didn't work. So Mount Union goes into the locker room with a 17-15 lead at the half. What an eventful first half we've had, and we'll be back after this.
Being a triple major is very busy. I love it though. One of the main reasons was because Mount Union had a very flexible program, and I looked at a lot of these other big schools. I really liked the one-on-one interaction with the professors that I was able to get. Every single class requires at least one major presentation. I'm not only learning how to do the actual engineering and the math, but I'm also learning how to take those results and actually translate them into something that's able to be read by a CEO. So it wasn't just a science approach to engineering, it was very well-rounded.
Well, it's 17-15. Mount Union and Johns Hopkins locked up in a thriller here at Mount Union Stadium. And it's kind of as advertised, not from the standpoint of how many points have been scored. We expected a bit more of a shootout, but it certainly has been a tight ball game because these two teams kind of mirror each other. They have the same kind of units. You know, they like to pass the ball. They have good defenses. They like to create turnovers. And we've seen a little bit of everything here, Jeff.
Well, the defenses practice all week long against really good passing, so should come as no shock. You're right. We probably had them in the 20s at halftime, but a great first half nonetheless.
Well, it is halftime, and I just wanted to make a comment that I'm in the process of finishing up a book. Actually, it's the title of that book is going to be Make the Echoes Roll. It's actually a line from the fight song. It's on the heels of John Saffel's book, Wake the Echoes, which was the second volume in the history of Mount Union. The first volume was The Select School by Yost Osborne. So I was really honored by President Tom Boatsman to get the call to write this book. And in the process of doing so, you know, you can't talk about the last 25 years, which is what this book is supposed to depict as far as the history is concerned. You can't talk about it from the standpoint of the entire university without talking about how the influence that football has had. And so there's an entire chapter devoted to football, and it's just amazing, you know, when you look back, and as I wrote this, just, you know, I lived it, but I still can't believe it, all the success that Mount Union had and what that meant to the enrollment and the endowment. And one of the people that was really instrumental in the visibility of Mount Union during this time was, of course, Joe Tate, our good friend Joe Tate, Jeff. And Joe, back in the mid-'80s, took on an assignment, kind of a favor, actually, as we made the call to him to see if he'd be interested in broadcasting Mount Union football. And to our pleasant surprise, he said that he would do so in that 1985 season, and said after that first game against Wittenberg that was on television, he said, you know, if you want to do this again, let me know. And turned out about 100 or so telecasts later, all produced by our image video crew, Joe Tate was still doing these games and enjoying it. In fact, he commented in his book that it was one of the most enjoyable things that he did in his career was to do Mount Union football. And, you know, the feeling was mutual. Joe was honored by Larry Karras and former players at a time when he was kind of retiring from the booth. He still came and made a cameo appearance, as I recall, with you and me at an opening game. But Joe meant so much to Mount Union, and I think the feeling was mutual. You know, he really enjoyed doing these games, and we had a tribute that Dean Marini and the Image Video crew put together, and that's what we wanted to show you here at halftime.
A little hard-headed, brother.
How you been?
Doing good. You're good. Yeah, 3 years. You know a lot of these guys. Like Sammy, you're gonna know.
Looking good, man.
Thanks. You too. Congrats. Mike here when you were here, Cecil. No. A little earlier. Cecil Shorts.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going? Mike here.
Nice to meet
Hi, Joe.
How are you?
Vince Karras.
Yeah, Vince, great to see you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hey, Joe, Dick Merriman. I'm the president. I met you up in the press box.
Yes, sir.
Good to see you.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
for coming down.
Thank you.
Hey, Joe,
I
you
ain't
made it.
seen you somewhere before.
Hey, take a seat. You guys want to sit down and talk with you a few minutes before the banquet?
Joris, all in the backfield by himself, throws to Pierre Garçon at the 35 of the 30, at the 25 of the 20. They'll never catch you. Pierre Garçon into the end zone for the TD, and it's 12-0 Mount Union.
We wanted to get together with you. I'll lead off by saying thanks for coming and doing our games.
Oh, thank you. I enjoyed every minute of it. Believe me.
Every single minute?
Every
Lost a
minute.
couple of them.
Well, it's all right. If you win them all, we get some more.
I think your first game was against Wittenberg in '85 when we looked that up, right? Right, Lenny? Which was Coach Wabel's team.
Coach Rabel, yeah.
And Scott Wolf was going to be here, that quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
His mother is in the hospital, so he had to go to Youngstown, so he didn't make it. But I told everybody that maybe they'd get a chance to ask you about the way you called something that they did, and for a memory that they have. Why don't we start here with Bill?
Borchert looks at him. Kirshner streaking to the end zone. Touchdown!
You know, growing up hearing your voice on the Cavs all the time, and when you did our national championship highlight films, and just you pronouncing our names, right, it still gives me chills to this day.
When we started going through the championship drive, we never really were on TV, but we would go back to the house after the games, and we would hear your voice. We had no idea who called our games, whether it was a college kid who didn't screw up our names or what, and we heard your name. It was like, Joe Tate's doing our games? Like, we thought we were we had never won playoff games, and people won championships. We didn't even make the playoffs. So when we started doing that, it was pretty cool. But then when Bill talks about the first video, the Purple Rain video,
Yeah.
my father, Vince, I have to get another one because my dad might kill me if I don't bring back another film. But he wants to watch that, I think, weekly.
Leaving Bresco as the lone setback. Ballard fakes to him and fires downfield to Bobonics, who comes free of a tackle at the 30. 25 is going to go into the corner of the end zone for a touchdown. How about that one?
Chuck, you got anything?
Yeah, I do. I mean, like these guys, we're kind of dating ourselves, but I mean, one of my favorite lines of Joe's is, it goes back to the Cavs days, and it's the old blocked by Nance, you know, when somebody would come down the lane and Larry Nance would block a shot. And I remember a few years after that, I was at a Cavs game and ran into Joe in his spot there where he called his games from, and going up to him and saying hello and reminiscing some of the times that we've had together.
Kicking off for Albion will be Brandon McDonald. The ball driven down to the 10-yard line, taken to the far side by Moore, and he's on the way. 50-45. I don't think they're going to catch him. The opening kickoff run back 90 yards. Wow, what a way to start.
You know, my best memory was I remember getting recruited by Coach Monty and sitting in his office and watching the highlight tapes from, I think, the 2001 team, watching Chuck Moore break that long run and Chris Kern making plays, and hearing your voice through that whole presentation and knowing, you know, the legacy that you had with professional sports in the area. I'm from Cleveland. You know, that really stuck with me and made me want to be a part of this program. You know, really just seeing that in action and wanting a piece of that. So thank you very much for everything you did for myself and everyone.
Throw on the option. Nice play defensively by Mike Gibbons, the senior from Mentor. dugouts. Zick is in motion. He gets the ball, and he gets immediate company as Perkins couldn't wrestle him down, but at least he slowed him down.
Harry Payton suggested that we name the elevator the Tate Elevator.
I think that's a real good idea.
Adam, what can you remember?
My mother would. She had to tape the games as much as she could, and she could not. She's not very technologically sound, and this is VCR. You had to set the timers and all that kind of stuff, and so. No, if she ever was in doubt of making a road trip, she's like, I like listening to Joe. It was more like my mother would just hear. I would hear about you all the time from my mom in what she would say. She would give me your play-by-play, and she had the worst Joe Tate imitations. I mean, I can't even say it, Toby. It's embarrassing. But for my family watching them and not always making all the games, it was the best. It was simply the best of hearing. What you did for them watching the games and stuff. So
In motion is Gorius. Smeck rolls back, brings it down, now fires to the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown by Adamarino.
Dad, we're from Cleveland, Ohio, so my dad's a huge Indians and Cavaliers fan. So just drive and listen to on the radio, just bring back memories. But when I think of Mount Union football, I always go back just to hearing your voice. It kind of just sticks with me. It's one of the things I just think about when you hear the highlights, when you see the games on TV. Your voice just always stands out. And just want to thank you for being kind, too.
Oh, no, when I saw you play, I said, he is going to play on Sundays after he's done here on Saturday, and you proved me right.
3rd and 10 at the 18. McKaylee, the strike to the end zone. What a catch! Fake to Kamick again, and for all the marbles, Cecil short, touchdown.
Growing up in Northwest Ohio, I wasn't into any of the Cleveland sports, but I want to start off by saying thank you so much for what you've done for Mount Union back, starting 85, was it 85?
Something like that.
Yeah. But back before any of the national championships were won, and back before all the success, it's truly an honor to have you a part of this program. So I wanted to say thank you. It's really neat to be here with all you guys. It's as a player in the mid 2000s. Growing up hearing some of the older guys' names. It's pretty impressive. Finally meeting you guys and just hearing and knowing the legacy that you guys laid out for us.
Gives the ball to Kamick, and Kamick 10-yard line, 5, and touchdown! Here he goes. He's into the open at the 20-15, 10, 5, and touchdown.
Chris Kern, 00, 01, 02, great career as a deep back force. Memory.
Yeah, obviously I played defense, so I didn't have a ton of action. I wish I had significant memories, but my most fond memories are watching the games, back in Dover, Ohio with my in-laws, and she was my girlfriend at the time, and her parents, and now she's my wife, and we just remember that distinct voice. And Joe Tate, really appreciate everything you've done for Mount Union, and I can credit you with my 10-year marriage, I think.
Arth throws. He really airs this one out. Lerner ran under it, but he had Chris Kern there with him, incomplete.
I'm sure there are a number of people here that can echo that sentiment, that you're really woven into the fabric of really the fondest memories of my life to date.
Kaylee fires a strike, touchdown.
Thank you for all you've done. We appreciate it.
It's a two-way stitch, because you guys played a very important part in my life, even though you didn't know who I was or that I felt the same way I did about you. But you kept, I'll tell you this, you fellas kept my faith in sports alive at times when at the professional level it was really hard to maintain that feeling, because I am woven in to memories of you and the great teams that I watched, and sometimes the heart breaks, but more times than not, another year painted on the side of the stadium. So I cannot express to you. Now, I know I've had 40 years of the Cavs and 17 years of the Indians. Well, then I've suffered a lot, and I would I was able to come down here and maintain my sanity and my appreciation of life by watching you fellas play football just the way it should have been played.
Well, we're back at halftime, and Mount Union hanging on to a 17-15 halftime lead. But, well, I tell you, it's been a nail-biter the entire first half, and I'm sure we're going to have the same thing in the second half. Here are some highlights of that first half. It all started, actually, the scoring all started with an uncharacteristic safety by, as Mount got caught holding in the end zone, which resulted in a 2-0 lead. And Mount's defense has come up very big. Beers leading the way on that one. And it did allow Johns Hopkins to kick a field goal to take a 5-0 lead. That was a 38-yarder that went through the uprights. And here's Mount's first TD, a 51-yarder to Wayne Ruby that gave Mount the 7-5 lead at that point. Mount's defense continued to hang tough. Bradley, there's a good example there, making a sound defensive tackle. And we see Lukowski coming in and spilling the ball carrier for Johns Hopkins. Another field goal by Johns Hopkins. This one from 25 yards out gave them an 8-7 lead. And Mount's defense continued to play well. Britt making the defensive play there. And then unfortunate bounce by a pass from Plunk resulted in an interception, and then a great play call to Wellman got Johns Hopkins the lead back. Bradley made a good play there, recovered by the Blue Jays, but Mount then converted on a long touchdown throw to Ruby, a 53-yard touchdown pass this time. And then good defensive work here on the Malik Britt interception, set up what resulted in the field goal by Nick Deek, a 25-yarder to give Mount the lead at the half, 17-15. Here are the stats, and Jeff, you know, they don't lie. It's pretty close.
And, yeah, you would think it's a 2-point game if you saw that. The one stat that they didn't outline on there that I think is really pertinent, Johns Hopkins 1 of 8 on third down conversions. And if Mount Union's defense can keep that going, that will continue to grow. Mount Union leads in time of possession, which is ironic because their 2 touchdowns have been long pass plays.
Right.
Normally that's not the case.
Yeah, it's really strange. And the turnovers, both of which have been big, they've resulted in scores for each of the teams that have been able to create the turnover. But right now, Mount hanging on to a 17-15 lead, and they'll be kicking off to begin the third quarter because Johns Hopkins won the toss and elected to defer. You know, normally games here at Mount Union Stadium, when the team elects to defer, I scratch my head and go, why did they do that? Why are they deferring when they're going to probably be down by 5 touchdowns to begin the third quarter? But Johns Hopkins knew what they were doing here. Yeah. They've come in and had a great game plan, and they have been able to have the lead for a good part of the game, but now find themselves down by 2. Big play as usual. The beginning of the third quarter can be huge in terms of setting the tone for the rest of the half. So
first half started with a safety, ended with a 61-yard field goal attempt, and didn't get any less weird
in between.
Second half underway. This will be a line drive picked up by one of the upbacks, and Mount Union will stuff him at about the 35-yard line. So second half underway. Johns Hopkins down by 2.
Adjustments. Those are so important in games like this, and we'll see what Mount Union has done to adjust the defense and offense, and likewise see what Johns Hopkins does. Stevens in the first half was 14 of 26 for 171 yards and a touchdown, and also that interception. He's been effective. They've done a good job of protecting him, too.
They have played this entire game, have the Blue Jays, without an ounce of fear. And Stevens will go right back to the air. The big tight end, Turner, picks up 5 or 6. He's blasted out of bounds. Turner, they list him at 225, Harry. And
yeah, he plays a little.
Might have been with 1 foot on the scale.
He plays a little bigger than that, doesn't he?
Believe me, just ask Derek Bradley. It took all he had to push him out of bounds. Second down, 3. Play action. There's a swing pass through the hands of Revere and incomplete. That's one of those plays. It's a 2-yard gain, Harry, but they have to throw the ball 30 yards to make it happen.
Yeah, and just, it takes precision. And it was just wide of the mark. And now Josh Jones with a good job of covering the receiver Revere. And now it's a third down, which has been tough for Johns Hopkins in the first half. Let's see if they could convert one here. They're, like you said, Jeff, they were 1 for 8 on third down conversion in that first half.
Stevens looks over the front 4 for Mount Union, puts a man in motion. 3rd and 3. Play action. He wants it all down the left side. He's got a man open and overshot him. It was Revere. Locked up again with Josh Jones. He had about a half a step, but it would have taken really a perfect throw.
An interesting call. They had 3rd and short. Just, get the first down and keep the drive alive, and they decided to try to surprise Mount Union with the home run ball. But even though the man was there, the ball was overthrown, and now they're going to have to punt it away.
Team that came here to win. Joe Zahner on for his second punt. And Ray Williams is deep for Mount Union. There'll be another grounder, and Williams just backs away as it rolls inside the 10-yard line. And they'll down it at the 9.
Players, rather than touching the ball, as they sometimes will, were trying to create a wind tunnel, keep that ball moving. And it did. It went down to the inside the 10-yard line. So on this kind of surface, you don't necessarily have to get the hang time that you need to create a good punt. There's Braxton Plunk's numbers, 13 of 25, 175 yards and a pair of touchdowns. He had that one interception that was just an unfortunate bounce off of Petroselli that ended up in the hands of defender. But now Mount again finding themselves, as they did most of the first half, in bad field position.
Quick pitch to Wayne Ruby. Head to the 12, 13-yard line. Can't go wrong getting the ball in his hands.
Yeah, they haven't been going wrong so far. 6 catches, 139 yards, and 2 touchdowns in the first half. 2 of those touchdowns for 50-plus yards.
He has been a problem all afternoon for Johns Hopkins. Quick pass to DeAndre Parker, and Parker again spins and gets to the 23. He has had a spin move on every time he's touched the ball today.
Yeah, he really has. That was great effort on his part to pick up the first down. It didn't look like it was going to develop because Johns Hopkins had played it well, but good second effort by Parker gets the first down. 64 yards and 10 attempts in the first half, rushing.
1st and 10. Linebackers show blitz again, and they hand off Petroselli, trying to turn the corner, and Dubois puts a stop to that. They have not been able to get to the boundary because, in large part, the effort by Matt Dubois.
Yeah, he has been outstanding traveling east to west or west to east. And Petroselli normally can get this corner and pick up first down yardage, but not so. They've been bottling him up pretty well. Mount's best run games have been toward the inside.
Second down, 7 from their own 27. Plunk swings it out for Petroselli. Good catch on the sideline. Advances the first down, or the marker, I should say, to the 30-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
He faked to him, looked downfield, didn't find anything, and then went back to him. Set up a 3rd and manageable.
Personnel changes defensively for the Blue Jays. Braxton Plunk came in leading the nation in passing efficiency at 177.8. I don't understand that formula, but I know that number's awfully high.
Now 4 of 9 on 3rd down conversions.
Plunk again. He'll run. Braxton Plunk slides past the umpire and down for a Mount Union first down.
Old pick and roll there. It was a nice decision by Plunk. He saw the opening, knew he had enough if he ran the ball for the first down, and that was the important part of that play. Again, good coverage downfield by the Blue Jays.
He doesn't run very much. 0.3 yards per rush. Again, you factor sacks into all of that number. He has 1 rushing touchdown. But effective there. 12 minutes remaining, 3rd quarter. Mount Union a slim 2-point advantage right now.
Here comes the blitz.
Picked up well by Parker. Rolling his Plunk. He'll run again. And safely into the Mount Union bench after a gain of about 6.
You're right about Parker. He made a really nice block to prevent the blindside shot that Plunk would have taken. Dang. Nice block. Plunk directing traffic, decides to run, picks up good yardage on the run.
Back-to-back rushes by Braxton Plunk.
Got to keep that defense honest because they're doing a great job of coverage.
Petroselli into the open, and the last man tripped him up.
Well, that was a nice hole opened up, and Petroselli busted through there quickly. Kind of upset that he got tackled there because it did look like he might have had 6. And just by the ankle, he goes down. I don't know if he'd had 6, but he had a few more yards than what he
May
got.
still be running. First down nonetheless, 45-yard line. Petroselli again. Again, it's Dubois. And Petroselli picks up 7 or 8 more.
Slow whistle as Petroselli kept the legs churning, but boy, he had the ball pretty well secured as the Blue Jays were ball hawking there at the end of the play.
1943 Dubois had nothing but football. Very manageable, second down 3. Mount Union has done, at least at the outset here, a real nice job on first down. Petroselli. Close to a first down. We'll see if they mark it.
No, it looks like they're going to mark him just shy, so it'll be third and less than a yard probably. And I would suspect that Mount wants to pick up this first down on third down, but if they don't make it, they might try it again.
This is where it becomes maybe not as much of an advantage because you run your offense in a shotgun, right?
Right. And he is going to have a running back in there. Looks like it's Parker, huh?
And Parker gets the call, and Parker muscles up for a Mount Union first down.
He took a shot, but managed to fall forward.
DeAndre Parker, 5'9", 165. He runs a lot bigger than that.
Yeah, he does. Watch him take that hit. Valentine threw a nice block, but boy, there were a lot of white jerseys waiting for Parker, but he did manage to get the first down.
Mount Union's first drive of the second half. Plunk down the sideline. That's incomplete. The penalty marker down. He tried to hook up with Jaden Manley, and we may get pass interference.
Yeah, this might have been the first target for Manley, and he got held up on the play. So I have a feeling it's going to be a 15-yarder from the line of scrimmage.
Kilbane on the coverage.
Pass interference.
So it is indeed defensive pass interference as we take another look.
Well, they got Kilbane, the linebacker, who had
The penalty will give the Purple Raiders first
had a
down.
hold of the receiver's hands and wouldn't let him swing his hips around to attempt to catch the football. 20-yard line is the spot, first and 10. An enormous possession now for Mount Union. Parker, no gain.
Yeah, Parker, you know, the opening was there, but he kind of slipped as he tried to make his cut. And he was on his way down. He normally, if he's upright, he can fight his way through, but
Second down 10.
again, good effort there, this time by Bedell of Johns Hopkins.
This has been everything we expected, except a little behind pace on the scoring.
It's been a well-played game, really. I mean, these two teams are battling each other here.
Play action, a lob in the corner. Wayne Ruby for the hat trick. Yep, touchdown.
I was waiting for the signal. It looked like he had everything right. Foot down, possession of the football, and indeed, what a catch by Ruby, and Plunk threw it right where he needed to.
Third time he's been in the end zone. He's responsible for all Mount Union touchdowns today.
Watch this again. Concentration. Oh, what a play.
That'll be a touchdown tomorrow, too. He had both feet. Nick Deke. Mount Union has its biggest lead of the day at 24-15. We'll step aside. The kickoff follows this message.
I'll tell you, we've seen some great catches by Wayne Ruby, but that's a highlight reel catch for a touchdown on that one. That's his 3rd touchdown grab. That one for 20 yards and a touchdown. The previous 2 were 51 and 53 yards.
Well, you saw that halftime feature with Joe Tate, and I know you were there, and some of the who's of receiving for Mount Union, and they are all applauding that catch for the effort that Wayne Ruby has put together today in a playoff game.
He put this one up short, and the result's about the same. About field positions around the 30-yard line. They're going to get a little bit more than the 30, but now Mount's defense, which has played well the entire game, looking to thwart any type of a comeback attempt now by Johns Hopkins.
This is that point of the game. If you're Johns Hopkins, you had better move the ball and get some points, because Mount Union figured something out offensively. They put a nice drive together. Stevens. He'll go right back to the air, and he will go down. He lost the handle. Everybody's hopping on the ball, and now we'll sort it all out. It looks like Blue Jays recovered.
Well, they did. It was J.R. Woods. That ball stayed there for a while. There were 2 Raiders who were on top of Stevens who didn't realize the ball had come out, and Woods alertly pounced on it. What a nice job of converging and making the tackle. Duke Hill led the way there. May have been the one who punched it out.
2nd down, 22, and Stevens back to the air over the middle. It's intercepted by Britt. Malik Britt sets Mount Union up at the 21-yard line.
And now a little battle ensuing after the tackle as the Raiders go into the corner to celebrate, but what a defensive effort there by Britt. Diving interception.
His 2nd of the day.
Oh, he read it beautifully. Got a good view of it there. Good job by our crew. Read his eyes as he hawked that ball away.
Most of the yardage they've gotten through the ground, or over the air, I should say, has been up the middle. And that may have been an adjustment Mount Union made, because you're right, Britt was standing right where he needed to be. And now a chance to really cash in here. Best field position of the day, 21-yard line. Plunk. He'll lob it out, and a catch by the tight end, Wygant, and he's blasted out of bounds. He got about a yard. Correction, that was Lawson made the catch, 85 and not 86.
Linguadoka with a big hit there. Tough to bring down those Mount tight ends, but when you get plowed like that after you make the catch, it's pretty tough. Johns Hopkins wanting to keep Mount out of the end zone here. That would be a tough order to come back from that.
Plunk over the middle, forget it. Touchdown Mount Union. Jaden Manley's first catch of the day yields 6 more for the Purple Raiders.
Well done by Plunk, and great job by the O-line to give Plunk the time. Manley got free, and Mount has come out in the 3rd quarter firing on all cylinders. Here's the pass, it's a beauty, and Manley makes the catch.
Jaden Manley is quiet no more.
It's only a matter of time, isn't it?
Mount Union cashes in on the Malik Britt interception. Nick Deek will blast another extra point through, and you can make it 31-15 Mount Union midway through the 3rd. And boy, a nice drive put together by the offense. The defense gets the turnover, and they're able to cash in. So both teams have cashed in on a short field with a turnover, but Mount Union's pushes it out to a real big number.
Well, we talked about how important the turnovers would be in this game, just based on the past when these 2 teams have played. Mount had 2 pick sixes in their win over, it was an 8-point win over Johns Hopkins last time they played, and here we are, in a very tight ball game, and Mount creates a couple of turnovers that have resulted in points, and actually Johns Hopkins 7 points on their first 7 points was the result of a turnover. So right now Mount with the advantage, 16 points, but it's the kind of game where 16 points is not a safe lead.
Malik Britt anxious to get back out on the field.
Well, it's like the Mount defense, that sack really just kind of set the tone for what ended up happening then after that, which was the interception. You could just feel the Mount's defense was going to do something, and they did.
They haven't had a lot of chances at Stevens, but Duke Hill got home on that one along with Vilja. And forced a second down and 22.
You hear coaches talk about, in big games like this, like when you're in the playoffs, about, you're going to get punched in the mouth early on, and what you have to do is just keep your poise and keep the game plan as is, and realize that it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and try to come back. So that's what Mount has been able to do, but now it's Johns Hopkins trying to do the same thing.
Andrew Rich to the 30-yard line. Ronnie Witters had a real nice afternoon of special teams hits for the Raiders. Jazz Jackson.
So the Blue Jays now need to, they feel the momentum shift. We saw the momentum on their side through most of the first quarter. Now they want to try to come up with something big here, whether it's a long drive or a big play to try to cut into that Mount Union lead.
And they'll go with the ground game. Chapman. 6, maybe 7 yards.
Now they've got to keep Mount honest, because Mount was teeing off on Stevens in that last series. So
no huddle. Again, Chapman, he's got room to run, and he'll have a first down as he gets to the 42.
Britt coming up to make the stop.
Now we'll see what the leadership of this Blue Jay team thinks. I mean, there's no panic right now with what we're seeing. They're down by 2 touchdowns and 2 two-pointers.
They realize that. 2 scores is very comebackable. There's a word for you, huh? Comebackable.
Is that hyphenated?
No, I think you can put it all together.
Again, the run.
That was a great job by Rossi Moore to angle over and make that tackle. Looked like he had some forward momentum, but Moore was able to grab it from the side. Take another look.
Moore, the freshman from Lima Central Catholic. When he gets playing time, he takes advantage.
He does. It's a good one.
Stevens. That one's too low and incomplete. Again, the pressure applied by Rossi Moore.
So here we are on 3rd down again. This has been the bane of the Johns Hopkins offense so far. Trying to convert those 3rd downs. 1 for 9 compared to Mount's 6 of 11.
Good chance for Mount Union to get that defense on the sideline again. 5 receiver package for Ryan Stevens. Time in the pocket, it collapses. Duke Hill got home for Mount Union, and a long way from home here on 4th down are the Blue Jays.
Well, Eli Beers also was in on that stop. You're going to give Duke Hill the credit, I think, for the sack, but Beers, look at him fight through that block and create havoc in order that Hill is able to make the sack.
Well, they'll force another Blue Jay punt. Goes Honor with Ray Williams awaiting. A line drive, and Williams on 1 hop. Always interesting when Williams has his hands on the ball, and he'll get to the 44-yard line.
He's an exciting returner, as we've seen. There he made, he was finally able to take the ball on the bounce and go with it. Some of these punts have been unreturnable because they've been low line drives away from the punt returner, but Williams.
Only a sophomore, Harry, and he's just waiting, because when you look at this roster, Ruby, Manley, Harvey, Gillard, all seniors.
Yeah. No, the names that we're calling as special teams guys often end up being stars of the team. They just have to wait their turn.
Braxton Plunk, a junior. And Petroselli caught in the backfield, was able to elude the initial tackle, but the rest of the Blue Jays are there to put him down at the 40-yard line.
It was a well done by Petroselli to shed that initial tackle, but there was a lot of help. Coming through there was Bedell again. He's had a nice game. Called his number a few times. Yeah, this is an imperative defensive series for Johns Hopkins.
Second down, 14. Plunk will give it to Parker, and Sherman is standing right there for another 2-yard loss.
The Raiders opting to keep the ball on the ground, trying to move it that way and also use some clock, but Johns Hopkins is not hearing it. Sherman with the big, strong tackle there, and look at that. He's got 40 tackles, 18.5 for loss, and he's got 11 sacks.
That's a gaudy number. 11 sacks is a lot in 11 games. Third down, 16.
Hasn't been this in the second half for Mount Union. They've had a lot of these third and longs in the first half.
Keep your eye on Wayne Ruby. Plunk will roll. He'll throw on the sideline, and no one was open. He threw it right at the Mount Union bench. And a punt coming up for the Raiders.
Well, the Blue Jays did what they needed to do. Quick 3 and out for Mount Union. No sustained drive, no nothing. They go 3 and out, and they'll have to punt it away. And the punts have been adventures here of late.
Piccarello into the wind.
Here they come.
Piccarello waggles to his right, gets off a high spiral, and a catch made in the neighborhood of the 36-yard line.
Well, they tried to get after Piccarello there, and he was able to get it away and got a pretty good punt away. No return on it. 36-yard line, the line of scrimmage. Now the Mount defense goes back to work.
It's been all about this defense all day. You go back to the first half, they forced 2 short field goals. And that's really a huge difference in the score of this game.
That is true.
Stevens, a handoff again to Chapman. And he'll get 5 or 6 on first down.
Second down plays for Johns Hopkins. I don't have the stat at my fingertips, but their second down plays haven't been able to convert second downs very well. It's resulted in third downs that then they have not done well at all. So here's another second down play that is going to get stopped and set up a 3rd and short as McMillan comes in to make another tackle.
McMillan, leading tackle on this Mount Union defense, came in with 78 on the year. There's no cutback lane on these Mount Union linebackers. Sexton forced it back to the pursuit. And McMillan right there waiting. Third down. That's not going to help. A loss to the 40-yard line. Jacob Scott, the senior from Canton Glen Oak.
Boy, Scott was waiting, and it was like Mountain knew that that play was not going to be a pass. They were right there expecting the run. And now on a 4th down, it looks like the Blue Jays are going to be going for it here. They're not bringing the punt unit on. Well, they couldn't convert the 3rd downs. Maybe they can convert the 4th downs.
That's the thinking. First try on a 4th down. 3 receivers to the right of Stevens. Then he looks to the other side of the field, and a catch, and it is a first down. Quinn Revere was one-on-one out there and picks it up. Mount Union 49, 1st and 10.
So they do pick up the 4th down conversion as they flooded the right side with receivers and then through with the one-on-one coverage. And Revere, the veteran receiver, able to get free. Keeps the drive going. They needed that.
Final minute of the 3rd quarter. Down the sideline, and that's caught, and a broken tackle, and Revere is into the end zone.
Well, they felt as though they could do that. They've been working on that the entire game, and that time Revere got free and then broke the tackle, and they do hit the home run.
Josh Jones had the coverage, and I think they both had a look at the ball, Harry.
Yeah, but Revere out-battled him.
Quarterback stays on. They need a 2-point conversion. It's a 10-point game right now, 47 seconds. Stevens will throw, goal line, it's caught, but he is not in the end zone. Looked like Turner caught the ball, but shy. And the try for point fails, leaving it at a 10-point Mount Union advantage at 31-21. 47 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter, and an answer. That defense had to get the ball back. They forced a 3-and-out for Mount Union, Harry, and then the touchdown cuts it to 10.
Good clutch performance, really, by Johns Hopkins, who was on the verge of being out of this game. But they did what they needed to do, including that 4th down conversion. And then they hit the home run ball. So a 10-point lead now with 47 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. This game still very much in doubt.
Round 2 of the Division III playoffs. The winner goes to the quarterfinals to face Delaware Valley or Muhlenberg. Muhlenberg, no stranger to Johns Hopkins.
No, and nor Mount Union for that matter. And Del Valley seems to always be in the hunt. I don't think there's a preferred opponent for either one of these teams, whoever emerges victorious here.
Just want to play next week.
Right.
Kickoff high and deep. Redmond waves it off. It'll be a touchback, 25-yard line. 1st and 10.
So Mount with the 10-point advantage, but it sure doesn't feel very comfortable, does it?
Not the way it's gone so far, no. And you can be sure that Johns Hopkins will continue to bring the heat at Braxton Plunk. They started rolling him out there on the last run, their scoring drive. He'll have both running backs at his disposal, Parker and Petroselli.
Yeah, Mount needs to get something going here offensively. Their last series resulted in not much.
The handoff won't go very far. Nice defensive play. Carson Curry wraps up DeAndre Parker. And that'll go for a 1-yard loss. 2nd down, 11.
Let's see, do they have to get this play off? I guess they do. The play clock is just ahead of the scoreboard.
Well, getting the final instructions. This will more than likely wrap up the 3rd quarter. We'll see what happens. 10 seconds remaining. Plunk rolls, throws. That's caught. Out of bounds is Harvey. He's shy of the 1st down with 2 seconds remaining in the period.
Boy, Harvey has been hard to find. They've done a great job of covering him. He had a great game against Washington and Lee, and catches one there, but gets shoved out of bounds. And apparently the clock has expired then, the 3rd quarter.
3 in the books. The playoffs roll on. One more period here. Mount Union 31-21.
Without all the different scholarships that I have, I wouldn't be able to go to a private school like this. Mount Union offers a lot of different types of scholarships for different types of people. That has lifted a huge burden off of me, which allowed me to be able to come here. I chose Mount Union because there's a lot of opportunity for one-on-one time with the professors who really work with you to help improve and grow and achieve new things. Because I felt like I was able to connect with the professors, I really felt like this was the place for me to be.
Now Mount Union with a precarious 10-point lead as they begin the fourth quarter on their own 24-yard line, looking at I'm looking at the scoreboard, and that can't be right. It's 3rd and 1, isn't it, or 3rd and 2?
Put it down 2.
So, big play call here for both squads. As Mount continues a lead by 2 scores, but we got a whole quarter to go. Plunk is 20 for 34 for 243 yards and 4 touchdowns with 1 interception. Big 3rd down here as we begin the fourth quarter.
Petroselli, the running back. Petroselli has the ball. 1st down, Mount Union, and Petroselli on the gallop down the sideline. He cuts it back in. They're claiming he went out of bounds near the 45-yard line. The ball will be marked at the 35.
Well, they had everything stacked up to try to stop Petroselli between the tackles, but he fooled him. He went outside, and some blocking allowed him to get the corner and pick up a big 1st down there into Johns Hopkins territory.
Biggest rush of the afternoon for the Purple Raiders, who lead by 10. Braxton Plunk gives to Petroselli. Again, he's tripped up at the line of scrimmage and falls forward for about 4 yards.
Now Mount needs this one to not necessarily relax, but certainly put a little bit of space between themselves and the Blue Jays, who just keep fighting back.
Second down 6. Mount Union not in any hurry. Plunk will roll. Throws on the run. That's caught. Wayne Ruby shakes a tackle. Can't get by the second one, but he has a Mount Union 1st down at the 18.
See, Wayne Ruby catches that ball as though he's going to go toward the sideline, but then reverses his field and comes inside. Fortunately for the Blue Jays, they had somebody there waiting for him, and then he decided, well, you know what, I'm not going to be able to get much further, so down he goes. He has been
a problem.
Just it's just been a problem for if you're Johns Hopkins, but wow, he's been fun to watch from a Mount Union perspective.
1st down, 18-yard line. Petroselli back to work, and they stuff him again.
Boy, anytime Petroselli has to hesitate to try to find that hole, they are plugging the hole defensively.
And Kuterin, linebacker from St. Augustine, Florida.
Petroselli there, he's just trying to pick his way, but boy, nothing doing.
-2. Makes it 2nd down 12. Petroselli will try the left side. Gets a good block. Petroselli 1st down. He's out of bounds inside the 10. It's 1st down, goal to go, Mount Union. And a late penalty marker down as well. The ball's out of bounds at the 5. And you can see Josh thinks it will be on the defense.
Unsportsmanlike against Johns Hopkins. That'll take it half the distance. Put the ball inside the 5. Must have been not only the hit out of bounds, but maybe some jawing took place as well. It's a nice job. Good cut, good blocking up front by the Raiders.
The penalty, half the distance, group of football. to the 3-yard line.
And another few yards added on there.
First and goal, and a real good chance for Mount Union to put this one further out of reach. Early in the 4th. Petroselli will get the call, and Petroselli will get the 6 points, and Mount Union answers the Johns Hopkins touchdown with one of their own.
And it was great blocking up front there by Barrett and Valentine, who opened up the hole, and Petroselli goes through it. Untouched. Watch again.
It's the 20th time he's been in the end zone this year, Harry. 17 on the ground, 3 in the air, and Nick Deek.
What a career for Josh Petroselli. He'll be one of the ones that we'll be talking about.
Deek's extra point is up and through, and you can make it 38-21 Mount Union. Great job by the offense, put a drive together right when they needed it. Ball goes back to the Hopkins Blue Jays after this timeout.
Yeah, Josh Petroselli. Big touchdown score there. Great career as a Purple Raider, and he wants to keep it humming. You can see a little bit of exhaustion on his part, but back in 18, Josh Petroselli went for 100 yards, so they were very aware of him, but he still managed to hurt the Blue Jays at Mount Union Stadium.
Kickoff by Deek to Andrew Rich. He'll try the near side, and he won't get very far on the run. Chaz Jackson was there for the Purple Raiders. That's the thing, when you get into these rosters, Mount Union dresses well over 100 players, but they can't in the playoffs. So you've got guys that really are second teamers who are out there in special teams.
That is correct. You know, they can only dress the 58, and some of these special teamers, who happen to be freshmen, are going to make an impact. So it's do or die now for Johns Hopkins on every drive.
Stevens to the near side. That's a catch right on the first down marker. It will be a first down for Wellman.
Mount's pretty much kept Wellman in check. He's had some catches, but there he makes a fine grab on a throw by Stevens across the field that got there in time.
Stevens will hand to Chapman. 2 yards.
Mount doesn't mind seeing those running plays. Now Chapman comes up a little bit gimpy. He's going to have to come out of the game.
He's able to jog off. They'll get Rich back in there. Johns Hopkins arrived without their leading rusher, Danny Wolf, who was unavailable due to injury. So Rich and Chapman have been the 2 running backs replacing him, 2 freshmen. And this is Rich. He runs into Caleb Dedlam at the 35-yard line. Another third down call, 3rd and 6.
There's some numbers on Dedlam with 33 tackles, 6 for loss, 2.5 sacks. Those third down conversion attempts here by Johns Hopkins.
Stevens Over the middle, that's caught for a first down. Quinn Revere moves the chains for the Blue Jays.
Well, Revere has been an outstanding possession receiver as well. We've seen Hubbley do it, but they've been trying to bottle up Wellman, and so Revere and Hubbley have come up pretty large here in this game. But a rare third down conversion there by the Blue Jays keeps the drive alive.
10 minutes remaining. Rich weaving his way over the 50 and down to the Mount Union 49. A penalty marker down near the original line of scrimmage. That's not good news at all. Mount Union's Mason McMillan needed some help off the field. He's on the sideline being checked out by the trainers.
Oh, personal foul against Mount Union at the end of that play, or during that play.
There's a huge penalty in favor of the Blue Jays.
The penalty will move the football down to the Mount Union 34.
Takes it down to the 34-yard line.
Johns Hopkins, first down.
Mount Union, at least on the short term, will be without their leading tackler, McMillan.
Well, thinking about passing, and they do, but there's nobody home. I think the pass there was just to prevent the loss.
It was. Wellman had, he had passing duties here. You watch him find the strings. He was definitely thinking about throwing it, but Mount Union had it sniffed out, and he just threw it away rather than take a 10-yard loss on that. So second down and 10. Stevens. That's over the middle, and a real nice catch by the tight end, Turner. Pass was behind him, and he was able to gather it in at the 25. Third down and short.
So the moving pocket there buys Stevens time as Mount was trying to put some pressure on him, but kept things moving and was able to find this tight end for 9.
Still very deliberate offensively.
They want to make sure that they score here, I think. It's the main thing.
Stevens digs out a low snap in the corner for Revere. It's incomplete, the penalty marker. Bradley will be guilty of pass interference.
Yeah, Bradley was running with him, and there may have been contact that prevented Revere from coming to the football. So they'll mark that off from the line of scrimmage. That'll be half the distance to the goal.
Very happy to report that Mason McMillan is back on duty, middle linebacker for Mount Union. He was shaken up a handful of plays ago. They'll walk that off from the 25. To the 10-yard line. A first and goal situation for Johns Hopkins. Trailing by 17 on the road. Exactly 9 minutes remaining. Stevens to Rich, looking for room. Forced outside by Cornell Ford, and he'll get out of bounds at about the 4-yard line.
Trying to get the corner, and he does, but pretty good effort here by Ford to prevent the touchdown.
Chapman. He spins at the 2.
May have gotten to the 1, but he got blasted.
Link Britt made the tackle and then had to pick take a second to gather himself before he got back up. There's a lot of hard hitting going on.
Lilja's off the bottom of the pile.
3rd and goal, 3-yard line. It's the quarterback calling his own number, and Stevens gets into the end zone. 6 more for Johns Hopkins.
You didn't think this team was going to go away, did you?
They know they can score. They just haven't really done what they're able to do in the first half and keep Mount Union out of the end zone here in the second half. But this one,
that's a rare keeper by Stevens, and he takes it in.
Stevens' 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. And John Krill will add the extra point. We have a penalty marker down, however.
Offside Mount Union. Extra point is good. It's just a question of whether they want to maybe go for 2. I'm not sure that that gives them much of an advantage. And it's declined, as Mount did in an earlier situation.
Now you don't take the points off the board. It's 38-28. Still a 2-score game, and Mount Union now, with just under 8 minutes remaining, Harry, they need to take some time off the clock on this possession.
That's a good point, Jeff, and they can do that, but they're going to also want to try to get some more points on the board, I think. Let's look at some of the second-team OAC performers for Mount Union. There you see the list: Harvey and Manley, Parker, Beers, Lilja, Kovath, Bradley, Redmond, Bassano, and Jones. You saw Bassano and Jones as honorable mentions. So you had second-team OAC. Last 2 were honorable mentions.
Boy, Josh Jones is honorable mention. That's a tough room.
It's pretty good, yeah, right. Well, I suspect, although you got to be wary of about anything here, you could have the onside kick. I suspect they'll kick it deep.
Mount's is stepping it off.
Yeah, Mount's playing it as though it will be an onside kick.
Redmond is the deep man. He's at the 15-yard line. And it will be a line drive. Well, Redmond scoops it up near the 12, and then he'll take a knee.
Redmond on the return.
Mount Union right now with a 10-point advantage. 7:54 remaining, and there really wasn't anything like a huge hole there. He just took a knee and did not want to turn the ball over. So the Raiders need to string together a few first downs here.
Yeah, you don't want to go 3 and out here, and all of a sudden you've got yourself into a real ball game. You want to try to get the drive going, take some time off the clock, but easier said than done. This has been a very stout Johns Hopkins defense. You wouldn't know it by the score, scoring 38 points, but it's been tough going.
Parker.
He's going to get 1.
They'll stay in bounds and move the chains. 2 check boxes right now for the home team.
They don't want to get to the point where you're, just sitting on the ball. They definitely want to move the ball here.
Don't think you'll see them do anything risky. Parker and Petroselli both on the field, and it will be DeAndre Parker again. He'll pick up about 2. 3rd and long coming up. And now Hopkins digging in defensively. Their fans trying to spur them on. Slightly large. 3rd and 6.
How many times have we said this is a big 3rd down play?
Braxton Plunk looks it over. He will go to the air. Near sideline, or far sideline. It's incomplete through the hands of Derek Harvey, and a 4th down coming up. Mount Union will punt the ball away.
Exactly what you didn't want to have happen if you're Mount Union. You didn't want a quick series. And that's exactly what did happen. So now you put that dangerous Johns Hopkins offense back on the field. Defense has worked hard all game, but you can't keep relying on it. Just off the fingertips of Harvey.
Thomas Piccirillo. They are coming after this one. He gets it away. His best punt of the day without question. A spiral that lands at the 30, takes a Mount Union roll inside the 20-yard line, and they'll knock it down at the 17.
Good punt there by Piccirillo. And now Mount's defense has to go to work. Try to keep Stevens at bay. They had some success in that third quarter going after him and had a couple of sacks. But with this very dangerous receiving core, Johns Hopkins can score from anywhere on the field.
Ryan Stevens, joined by Rich. Play action. He's hit. He's down. Mount Union got to him. Cordell Ford is there. Duke Hill is there.
Well, that's what I mean about coming after him. They did that successfully in the third quarter and kind of sets the tone you hope for this series for Johns Hopkins.
And Eli Beers had him around the feet. He was the first man there for Mount Union. Stevens on the run, throws. That's caught by Wellman. A gain of about a yard, 3rd and long now. They kept him in bounds. Clock continues to run at 5:40.
Josh Jones with good coverage on Wellman.
Third down, 9. That's a quick pass, screen pass. Wellman is maybe going to get the first down. I thought initially he wouldn't get it, but it looks as though they may have it.
Yeah, he got just by that front stick. You're right. It looked like he didn't have any room, but Mount couldn't knock him out of bounds.
Bradley hit him, and I think that was a generous spot. 1st and 10, and now we've got movement on the part of the Blue Jays.
Raider jumping up and down, trying to get everybody's attention that there was a procedure on the play. So it'll be 1st and 15 now for the Blue Jays. So suddenly, Johns Hopkins has found a way to convert those third downs, huh?
Funny how that all evens out at the end of the day.
With good football team.
5 minutes remaining. And another Mount Union sack. Nick Brown.
Yep, Brown and McMillan. Brown got him, though. Watch 91 fight off the block. Get in there. He almost got the football, too.
The freshman, Andrew Rich, the tailback, was no match for Nick Brown. 2nd down, 23. Stevens, screen pass. McMillan is there. That'll go for a loss.
That was another combination of Brown and McMillan, but this time it was McMillan on the coverage as Brown was closing in on Stevens. Trying to set up the screen here, but McMillan wasn't having it.
The climb is getting steeper. 3rd and 25. Play action. Stevens flushed again. Rolls, throws, a penalty marker down. The ball is caught by Turner. He's knocked out of bounds shy of the 1st down marker, and it may all come back on a hold.
Now Stevens had the time, but there's a reason he had the time. This is going to come back. So
came out right when he got flushed from the pocket.
Even though it was a good gain, it was short of the 1st down, but still, you know, it's a penalty you have to accept. Not sure what the discussion is about.
3rd and 25 is about to get a little bit longer.
Oh yeah, You see it.
Scala,
See it
the
there.
guard,
You see it
yeah.
there. There were actually 2 holds on the play.
Ball will be at the 7-yard line. 3rd and 31. Wellman. He got over the 10, and that's it. 4th down and a long way to go.
Well, now what do you do if you're Johns Hopkins? This is a tough situation to be in. You do have all 3 of your timeouts, but you're down by 2 scores.
3.5 left to play in a running clock. They're forced to try this. From their own 12, 4th and 26. Play action. Stevens, deep ball down the middle in triple coverage. It lands incomplete. Tried to go to their leading receiver, Harrison Wellman, but Mount Union had him cornered.
So Mount Union's defense does its job. They put the pressure on Stevens in this series, creating all kinds of problems for him. The holding call definitely hurt the Blue Jays. And here Stevens just hoping that his receiver can be the one who wins a jump ball. And it doesn't happen, so Mount gets the ball at the 12. Not over yet. You know, Mount still, it's not victory formation time. The other squad has 3 timeouts remaining. A lot can happen. But Mount is going a little tighter in their formation.
You imagine they'll stick with the ground game. Petroselli has it and picks up 5. And I think we're going to get a timeout, first of 3 utilized by Johns Hopkins.
Yeah, we gave you a look at the OAC, all-OAC team from Mount Union's perspective, and there were also lots of awards. Plunk, the offensive back of the year. Valentine, the offensive lineman of the year. Ruby, the receiver of the year. McMillan, the linebacker of the year. Britt, the back of the year. And Darrell Ely, assistant coach of the year.
It's pretty impressive.
It really is. So congratulations to those players and to this entire Purple Raider team and coaching staff. It's been a wonderful year.
In addition, quarterback Braxton Plunk on the list of
Gagliardi Trophy possibilities, right? And there's that little tidbit. One of the 15 semifinalists for the Gagliardi Trophy. Best player in Division III. The Raiders have won that award 8 times.
6-yard line, 2nd down 4. Petroselli weaves his way to the goal line and dives, and a touchdown, Mount Union.
2nd touchdown of the game for Petroselli.
That is going to put this thing out of reach.
Yeah, it was just a matter of, whether you run a couple more plays and run Johns Hopkins out of timeouts or score, and Mount chose to score. Nice job by Petroselli.
Exactly 3 minutes remaining.
Great to have a veteran on the field when you've got that 10-point lead and you need the tough yardage.
Kick by Deek. Good again, 45-28. 3 minutes remaining. Mount Union looks like they'll advance to the quarterfinals again.
Could be another matchup with Muhlenberg. The Mules are up, as we know it right now, 14-0 with just about 3 minutes to go in their game against Del Valle. Another tough opponent. Muhlenberg come to Mount Union Stadium from Allentown, Pennsylvania, across the state. And last time they came here, again, it was a tight ball game that Mount prevailed in. So they've become kind of familiar with each other. down to 8 teams at that point. Right after this Saturday, action has concluded.
Games don't get easier.
No, they don't.
This was a 17-15 Mount Union advantage at halftime.
The score is ending up about the way we suspected it would, but it's been a tough climb to get here.
A bounding ball, bobbled, and Rich does the right thing, dives on it at the 22-yard line.
You know, these two teams have met 3 times, and in 2012, Mount was able to win 55-13, but then the next 2 times they met, it was a 8-point and 7-point difference. So by Mount winning this one by more than a touchdown, that's the second biggest win over Johns Hopkins. But I'll tell you what, this did not feel like a 17-point difference game.
The score is lopsided because of the chances that Hopkins has had to take here to get back in the game. Quarterback rolls, and he's hit, and he escapes. Stevens now throws on the run, and another diving catch by the tight end. The big fella has had some great catches.
Yeah, he really has. But Stevens gets a lot of credit for scrambling away as Emmett Turner with a diving catch after Stevens evaded being sacked.
And now we've got a man down. Back the original line of scrimmage. Again, it's McMillan, who was shaken up earlier, trying to play through it, and he will need some assistance.
Take a look again. Stevens unloads, makes the completion to Turner. It's a first down for Johns Hopkins, and McMillan is being helped off the field, but still able to put pressure on both legs.
45-28, I doubt we'll see him until next week.
No, I think that's right. Bale already out for Mount in this one. Well, the Mules have indeed beaten Del Valle to advance.
Stevens will swing it out near side. The running back Chapman has it, avoids one tackle, and is about a yard shy of a first down. Second down 1. Stevens will throw to the near side, and a first down catch by Quinn Revere into Mount Union territory at the 46.
Wind the clock as he did not get out of bounds. I stopped it to move the chains.
Stevens with a pump. Fires, bobbled, and incomplete. In and out of the hands of Revere. And Bradley almost ended up with it for Mount Union. Stops the clock with 1:59 left.
Bradley was able to break that one up because Revere had the ball, it looked like. A nice throw from Stevens.
From the 47. Stevens with time. Now he's flushed from the pocket. Throws on the run. A catch on the sideline. It is Hubley, and he'll have a first down. Hubley had a real nice first half, but hasn't had much to say in the second half.
Well, it's been interesting. It was Hubley in the first half. Revere has had a good second half, but they've bottled up Hubley, and the one that they really needed to bottle up is their leading receiver, Wellman, and they've done a great job of doing that.
Stevens again.
Just throw that one out of bounds, yeah.
Eli Beers had him around the legs again.
Meanwhile, this is kind of interesting to Johns Hopkins not giving up. They've got the ball in Mount territory. Yes, they're down 17, but they've been able to do all this, and they still have 2 timeouts remaining.
1:45 left for Ryan Stevens and the Blue Jays. And he is hit again as he throws. It's incomplete. Cordell Ford was lowering the boom as he let go of the ball. Third down and 10.
Glad to see Ford helping Stevens up there too. He leveled him, but I mean it was all in play. It wasn't roughing the passer or anything. Good sportsmanship went to help him up.
Third and 10. Hubley on the screen. He has the first down. He will be wrapped up just shy of the 10-yard line. First and 10 at the 11. Drive continues for Hopkins.
They are fighters, I want to tell you. A lot of heart on this team.
Clock running, 1:30 left.
First down at the 11.
And now Mount calls a timeout.
Well, Union's got some guys on defense area that
Timeout, Purple Raiders.
I don't know if they're tired or sore or both, but
they've worked hard.
They're bent over, and I think they just want to count heads and see who can continue to play.
They've been on the field a lot. Took it, you know, as has been the case at Mount this year, for Mount this year. Sometimes when the offense isn't quite in sync, boy, the defense comes up big. And sometimes when the defense, you know, has its issues, the offense comes up. They have been working in tandem very well throughout this year. And this game is a pretty good microcosm of that, especially in that first half. You know, the offense just couldn't get on track. They couldn't get in rhythm. And sure enough, the defense held the Blue Jays to a couple field goals when they might have scored touchdowns otherwise. And then third quarter, the defense came up big to swing the momentum of this game toward the offense, and then they started to get in rhythm and took over the game.
Yeah, well, it's easy to say those field goals in the first half could be big.
Yeah.
But they were. First and 10, 11-yard line. Stevens flushed again, escapes, throws on the run at the goal line. That's caught. Touchdown.
What a job by Stevens to get out of there.
Pass is complete.
Catch by Quinn Revere, graduate student from McKinney, Texas. Let's get another look.
See how he got open. Stevens looking out as Raiders diving at him. And it looked like he got freed by using his hands.
Somehow Josh Jones ended up going the wrong direction. The extra point by Krill is up and through. He didn't get much of it, but he got enough.
So were we premature in chalking this one up?
35-25 with 1:18 left, and I'm sure we have an onside kick forthcoming.
Ten-point lead. You're right. It's going to be an onside kick. Keep looking at those two timeouts to still have remaining. Yeah, thinking back on 18, Mount did have a couple of touchdown lead. Johns Hopkins scored late, made the game close. It was a pretty tight game, but you know, it was maybe not quite a one touchdown game, more like a two touchdown game. This one's probably at the score that it deserves, a 10-point margin. But let's see, maybe the Blue Jays have some life left.
Kyle Battles will kick. Onside, ball pops in the air, it is loose. A pile up at midfield.
Yeah, Johns Hopkins has it. Boy, that was a really good kick, because that took a huge hop, and the Blue Jays were all over it.
Looked like it might have been Turner who ended up with the ball. 89.
That was Ruby that was trying to get the ball, and
well, it's just one of those things. Once it goes 10 yards, anybody can get to it, and it hit and just had that hop. That's exactly what you're looking for. A break for the Blue Jays with 1:18 left.
So this defense, which has got to be exhausted, is put back on the field again.
Still have a discussion. Referee and the linesman.
What do we have? I don't know, but everybody's lined up as though they're going to play ball here, and the referee is about to make a ruling. Oh, there we go. Yep, time on the clock.
The clock to 1:16
instead of 1:18.
Well, Mount Union slips 2 seconds closer to the quarterfinals. Ryan Stevens back to work. Play action. He throws a wobbler down the middle. It is tipped and picked off. Britt tipped it, and Griffin caught it.
A little tip drill there by Mount Union, and that will seal the game. Watch this. This is pretty good teamwork here. It's like a volleyball situation.
I don't think Britt tried to catch it. He knew he couldn't, so he just tipped it. He had to go over top of Hubbley to get his hands on the ball, and Griffin, real nice job of grabbing it, and we've got a penalty marker down on sportsmanlike conduct. Mount Union, no. It's on Hopkins.
So look at this again. This is pretty neat. Actually, it actually came right off the back of the receiver. It could have been disastrous, actually, as it turned out.
It looked like a set in volleyball.
It did.
Lengthy discussion here.
Now, the result is that Mount is going to have the football. Johns Hopkins will be able to stop the clock twice.
Petrucelli
on the carry for the
2 yards. Yardage doesn't matter here. It's time. 1 minute left.
Leading the tacklers.
And the Blue Jays do opt for the timeout.
So nice to have a guy like Petrucelli who's been through a lot. You know he'll get his hands on the ball here. About every down.
Jeff Dart having a word.
And barring a catastrophe, he's still undefeated.
Yes, but heart in his throat in this one, I think. Raiders came through when they needed to, though.
Well, how about that Thanksgiving table? There are a few wins there. Larry Karras, Vince Karras, and Dart, who still has the 0 on the loss column.
What a great story this Mount Union football team is. Can't adequately describe it. I mean, it's like nothing that's ever happened in history at any level.
Plunk will look it over. 1 timeout remaining for Hopkins. Petrucelli, both hands on the ball.
We're not going to wrestle it away from him.
He'll fall forward over the 35 to the 36. 48 seconds remaining. Clock continues to run. And no timeout.
Seidel there, along with Kilbane and Sherman.
Yeah, they've chosen not to. Raiders' next game, Saturday, December 4th against Muhlenberg. They will determine the site tomorrow. It will likely, I think I'm saying that with some confidence, be at Mount Union, but there's no guarantee. That's up to the NCAA, and they do it on a game-by-game basis.
I can tell you that on October 15th, Muhlenberg beat Hopkins.
Exactly.
21-6, their lone loss in the regular season.
So with 10 seconds left, we have a timeout.
It's that way.
I'd like to congratulate both squads on an outstanding effort here today in a very fine Division III football game.
Mount Union let the time run down, and instead of taking a 5-yard penalty, used one of their timeouts. 10 seconds between Mount Union and another trip to the quarterfinals. Again, it was 17-15 at the half. Lots of scoring in the second half.
You keep coming back to that.
So the offense made the adjustment. The defense dominated the first half.
28, St. John's 14 in the third quarter.
And Petroselli's trying to get that first down to make sure that Johns Hopkins does not get the ball back, and that is exactly what just happened.
And that will finish today's game.
Time has expired and this one is over. Mount Union moves on. They'll face Muhlenberg in the quarterfinals of the NCAA Division III football tournament. Final score, Mount Union 45, Johns Hopkins 35.
Being a triple major is very busy. I love it though. One of the main reasons was because Mount Union had a very flexible program, and I looked at a lot of these other big schools. I really liked the one-on-one interaction with the professors that I was able to get. Every single class requires at least one major presentation. I'm not only learning how to do the actual engineering and the math, but I'm also learning how to take those results and actually translate them into something that's able to be read by a CEO. So it wasn't just a science approach to engineering, it was very well-rounded.
Now, second round playoff game from Mount Union Stadium results in a Purple Raider victory. A tough one, 45-35 over the Johns Hopkins Blue Jays, and Mount runs its streak over the Blue Jays to 4 in a row, all in the playoffs. This one a 10-point verdict. You know, in terms of this game versus the regular season, comparable to Ohio Northern. Mount won that one 42-35, as Ohio Northern just kept, you know, not wanting to go away, and the Blue Jays played it the same way. Very tough team, lots of heart, but Mount Union prevailed with the 10-point victory. The stats have just been distributed. Anything that stands out for you, Jeff?
Well, Hopkins, 27 yards rushing. That does not come as too much of a surprise. 359 yards through the air, nor does that. So 386 on 79 snaps for Hopkins, 420 yards for Mount Union on 75 plays. So pretty even. Pretty even, and that's the game. The way the game was played. You know, you look at the score and you think this is an offensive, all offensive game, but boy, the defenses really played very well, and you know, trying to contain these two offenses became a real task for both teams. And then Wayne Ruby happened, 9 catches, 176 yards and 3 scores. Wynn Revere, a very quiet 9-catch, 147-yard, 2-touchdown effort for the Blue Jays. Yeah, I was going to say, Revere came up big in the second half as Mount did a good job of bottling up the other 2 receivers, but Revere had the big second half. But it was Wayne Ruby, Braxton Plunk in the offense, good defensive effort by the Purple Raiders, and it results in a 45-35 win. They go on to play Muhlenberg in round 3 of the NCAA playoffs. There you see Jeff Dart, the victorious coach. And so, speaking on behalf of Jeff Shreve, for Lenny Wright, the sports information director at the University of Mount Union, and for the image video crew headed by Dean Marini down in the truck, I'm Harry Paytas saying so long, everybody, from Alliance.